through our audio and video platform while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hi, this is Darren Chapman of Tiger Mountain Foundation. You need to keep listening to my old St. Mark's mate, Vinny D'Alicio, man, on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. It's the home of you, high school, college, and you. I mean, us. Thank you. Varsity Sports, baby. You can't beat it.
Catch Bob Kemp in the Sports Zone every weekday from 9 to 11, right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Okay. And I figured, like, with our copies, like,
it's the JUCO Report on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, the Varsity Sports Show. News and notes from the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. My name is Anna, and we are joined by Al Reeser. Al, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Very excited to be on the show. Looking forward to this conversation with you guys.
We're great having you. How excited are you for your matchup tonight? You know, big game coming up.
Well, let me tell you, I'm extremely excited to get back on the field. I mean, we haven't played a game essentially in a month. Our last football game was 9/17, 2022 against the same team, the Scorpions. And I'm looking forward to getting our team back out there. We were dealing with significant academic issues over the last few weeks. And I'm happy to say that we've handled those things. We've handled those things like champions, and we dealt with it. And the main thing is I want our guys to understand the importance of academics and football. Academics and football go together, and our guys have learned some tough lessons over the last few weeks.
When it's on the LinkedIn page, I don't have to do anything to it, right?
Taking classes just as seriously as they do football. So we've literally dug out of the big hole that we were in over the last couple weeks. So we're happy that we get to get back on the field. And let me tell you something: when you lose a football game because of that, you know, it's pretty exciting to be able to get back out there. You know, nobody ever wants to lose football games, but you know, for us, it's about developing our culture. You know, we're a character-based, effort-based culture, and you know, you guys have to understand. Our guys have to understand how serious we are about academics.
I would go to the Starbucks all the time, and I saw it, but I never really stopped.
You've been, you know, it's been a long
right
time.
there, yeah. And I remember I back in April or June, I did the first remote at the Chandler location. And she reminded me about this one. I was like, we got to do a spot. You know, when it cools down, we got to do something over here. Yeah.
Well, in all honesty, it's been a lot of time.
I hope it does. Actually, you know, we're inside covered.
If I'm being honest,
nice
you know, our last 2 or 3 weeks has been essentially 2 study tables a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. Now, we've had some preparation. We've had some time on the field over the last 3 weeks to prepare essentially for this football game. I love our game plan. I love where we're at in terms of our game plan. I feel like we got a solid game plan in place. You know, obviously the last time we played these guys, you know, they played an absolutely phenomenal football game. I give a lot of credit to Coach Davis. He had those guys prepared that night. He had those guys playing hard. His receivers, number 17, number 9, they had a great night. Their 2 receivers looked like legitimate receivers that night. In fact, they were making catches that Jerry Rice was proud of, or Cooper Kupp
was Saturday morning crowd, isn't it?
You know, and so
Saturday morning crowd.
They caught everything that night. Yeah. They caught everything that night. Yeah. You know, I felt like that second half we had
my son's
put ourselves in such a hole in that first half. You know, we essentially didn't play very well.
They were playing and they got canceled.
And I give a lot of credit to Coach Davis
they're not too far from here,
for having his guys well prepared for that game. And my hope is that we have our guys better prepared for this one. I think our guys are chomping at the bit to get out there. I think you're going to see a different team tonight. I think you're going to see an excited team, a passionate team, an enthusiastic team, a team that fights for each other. Obviously we're a small roster. We've been a small roster from the very beginning, and so we'll be about 20, 25 guys that are going to go out there and do our best to put a good game on the field for the world to follow.
Yeah, so I got to ask, what is the recruiting situation look like down in Tucson?
Your situation looks really good. I mean, we've been in and out of high schools. We've been talking to coaches. A lot of schools have been very welcoming to us, and we've done a very good job of knocking on doors, making calls, getting out to practices, meeting with coaches, and we're going to do our best to build this roster with Tucson guys and guys from Arizona. That's really where we want to go too. So I got coaches that have been really good about building relationships with the area coaches, and not only that, reaching out to a lot of the area players. And it's been a good thing. It's been a good thing. We're building the relationships. We don't cut corners. Well, I believe in doing the little things well. I believe in making those connections, building those relationships, and getting guys to buy in what we're doing, and getting the city of Tucson to buy in what we're doing. And like I said, we're not going to cut corners. We're character based. Guys are going to graduate. Guys are going to move on to the next level, and we'll do everything we can to promote our level of football, promote the Sidewinders and the HJCAC. So we're working hard. We're going to work hard doing it. I'm a blue-collar guy, son of a auto worker, and I'm going to show up every day. We're going to work hard, and we're going to do it right. And we're going to build those relationships with guys.
Coach, we appreciate all you're doing. It sounds like you're also a NASCAR guy. It sounds like you got a lot of race cars going on behind you out there.
Let me tell you something. It's funny you say that, because that's Tucson. It's like Fast and Furious out here.
What the heck is going on out there? Are you sitting in the middle of the intersection or what? Jeez. That's good stuff.
Well, let me tell you, I live right next to the highway, and it's like Fast and
apparently
Furious,
you live under one. It sounds like. I don't know,
highway,
Coach.
And I'm just telling you, there's motorcycles.
Holy smokes!
People are racing up and down the road.
Yeah.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah, Coach, it was really good talking to you. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck to the Sonoran Sidewinders tonight, taking on the Salt River Scorpions out at South Mountain High School. We're going to be on the call. We've got the game will be live streamed, so head over to our Twitter channel or the HJCAC Twitter channel and a page, and you'll find the link there for tonight's game. It's free to watch. Coach, good luck, safe travels, and we'll see you tonight.
Yeah, I look forward to talking to you tonight, and
right.
Obviously have a great day. Thanks for getting me on the show.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
Yes, sir.
Take
definitely. Care. Coach Hal Reeser, Sonoran Sidewinders out of Tucson. Okay, there was a special event this morning out at the Cave Creek Unified School District. It was One Team Day, and we're joined on the line by Michael Karpinski. Mr. Karpinski, are you there?
I am, sir. How are you today?
All right. Thank you for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. So you got Vince, Aiden, and Anna here in studio. Tell us about One Team Day.
Well, One Team Day is an annual event that we started last school year, where we have our exceptional students participate in a high school football game day experience. We match some of our exceptional students with a football player or a cheerleader or a member of the Palm Squad, and they participate in some football drills. And at the end of the day, they get to do a touchdown run against a mock defense with their name being announced over the PA system, the loud system, and it's just a fun event for our whole community. It gives our students the opportunity to participate in something that may not be a possibility as they enter into high school or they're going through their high school career. So we had great turnout today. Lots of happy families, lots of smiles, lots of enthusiasm, both from our students and from the athletes that participated. And it's like I said, it's a annual tradition that we're starting. We started last year, and we're going to have this every year moving forward.
Did you, Michael? Was Coach Dixon out there with you? Is he standing? Is he nearby there?
unfortunately, Coach Dixon is now right. So our event ended up ending a little bit earlier than expected.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make sure we got it in before these storms rolled.
Okay. So big win for the football team last night. And how many students would you say turned out for the event this morning out there at One Team Day?
We had about just approximately 15 of our students came and participated.
Okay.
We hope to grow it next year. All of our varsity football team and our cheer team and pom team came out. We had some of our members of the choirs come out too and sing the national anthem. We had district administrators, building principals, some of our teachers. It's just an awesome event, and just really proud to be a part of it. And Coach Dixon's players were phenomenal.
Michael, I've got a fundraising idea for you next year, and you can do this with your district superintendent, Dr. Court Monroe. You should have a fundraiser so if one of the kids want to tackle him.
You know what? I think that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Yeah, you should tell him that. So, I'll be glad to lead the charge on that fundraiser. Anyway, Mr. Karpinski, thanks so much for joining us from the Cave Creek Unified School District at One Team Day today, an amazing event. We're going to help promote it next year so we can get the turnout a little bit better from the community. But it sounded like it was a lot of fun and very enriching. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and One Team.
Okay. Guys, that's the end of another show. I mean, as we look back on the past, 2 hours, Anna, what are some thoughts some things that you liked about today's show? I don't want to hear about anything you didn't like.
Yeah. Well, I actually texted my mom, and I told her I think I like radio, so I think it's all good. All right. Good vibes.
What?
Now, we don't need like a show like today. I got to do everything because Jay's not here. So, like the reads and all, so I'm like...
Yeah.
I know. We got it down, man. So when he's not here, it's like, okay.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Varsity Sports Show. To our listeners, to our supporters, everybody that participated. We got the best producer in the business behind the glass, and Aaron Decker. You got Ed and Javon coming up with Easy Sports after us. That's where I cut my teeth in radio. Ed Smith, Coach Smith. Thanks, Mom, for calling in. Happy birthday to my mom, Anna Delicio. And, guys, have a great week. Treat each other well. Don't take life too seriously. We'll see you next week. Go Varsity. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating it.
Aaron will pick us up and we're good to go.
Television, podcast, and live
every
stream.
Half hour.
The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix.
How do we sound out there? Good?
HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Every day, helping, connecting, saving. Every day at APS, we're here to help you save energy and money. Find a variety of savings tips that work with your APS rate plan all year round. Get rebates on smart thermostats and more for your home or business. Pay about the same amount every month with budget billing. And get help paying your bill with the APS Energy Support Program and other assistance options. For even more ways to save, visit aps.com/brighter.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Milano Music is Arizona's oldest and largest premier destination music. Located at 38 West Main Street in historic.
Oh, that's okay. I knew you ladies would have a good time talking to each other. I just want to get you situated.
Gibson, Martin,
let's go ahead and get it right on up in there.
Many more.
Anything you want to?
Climate-controlled acoustic room on.
Yes. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you on now, and then the last segment you'll jump on with me too.
Yeah. Alongside all the band and orchestral products they carry, and with the holidays approaching,
let me look at your little,
tray. Gift items from all price ranges. For hours of
okay.
operation and additional information, call Milano Music at 827-1111 or visit Milano Music. And go ahead and bend it right on in there. You can push it even closer. Give me a check.
Check.
There you go.
All right. Campuses across the valley, there are plenty of great opportunities available. When you join Imagine Schools, you will receive paid training, paid time off, great benefits.
See, with Javon out, I got to do all the reads and everything. So
now it's all on you right now, right? To apply or for more information, contact Frank
Aaron should be picking us up in a second here.
At imagineschools.org. That's
Hey, Ed, I got you.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
A little bit. Okay. Good. I got the run sheet over to you. No calls out. Got plenty of guests on with us today. Then the first hour especially, if you don't mind chit-chatting with me, that'd be cool. And then at 11 o'clock, I got Deborah on, so she'll be on with me for like the 30 for 2 segments. Then Lisa will be joining me later on as well. So if you can help me push through this one, I appreciate it, man.
Find out how your body
absolutely
gotcha, man. You're the best.
Treat your skin to a rejuvenating cryofacial. Just gotta get you another one.
Oh, you take your time, no rush. Yeah, that was good. I love mine.
All right. As soon as I'm done, I'll get you another one. No one's looking at me. Can't flag anybody down. That's 602-899-2796. Stop by their Phoenix location at 13615 North 35th Avenue, Suite number 2, Phoenix, Arizona. Be sure to tell the friendly staff, Ed and Jay from the Easy.
Nice Saturday crowd here.
It's quiet.
KDUS,
you think? Really?
Yeah.
It looks bustling.
Yeah, no, everything normally is filled.
Okay.
At this time. By 10 o'clock, everything.
Okay.
Easy Sports Talk is brought to you by great They were just telling me, because I was in Chandler yesterday, and they were telling me yesterday was like bonkers.
Right.
And who knows why?
Yeah.
Every time I turned around, it was a 6, an 8, a 7. I'm like, what?
That's good.
You never know.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's a good flow. We'll see. Like I said, hopefully they just keep coming through the door.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. Normally this would be Jay's job holding this and
right,
reading
holding
this.
everything for
you. Okay.
I saw Lonnie the other day. We were at that Taste of Billboard.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great show.
Good.
Yeah, it was really
We
good.
had the meeting for Taste of NFL coming up. I'm not sure if you talked to Sean Hans.
No,
I'll fill you in on it then.
Okay, sounds
Great.
good.
We're going to have another meeting in like 2.5, 3 weeks. He really wants us to be involved, so we're good.
Okay, good.
You're live.
And welcome to the Easy Sports Talk Show. Man down today. Brother Jay is on the road tending to some family business. Thoughts and prayers to him. He's over in Cali, but he will be back with us next week. In the meantime, I'm holding it down. Usually I have a co-host with me, but this week with the short notice, I decided to go solo. So you're going to get a whole lot of Ed today, along with a bunch of great guests. First, let's jump right into it. This segment right here is brought to you by Colt Artisan Beverage Company, the official beverage company of the Easy Sports Talk Show. One of the first to launch nitrogen-infused coffee. They offer everything from specialty coffees to a botanical infusion line of caffeine and sugar-free brewed beverages. Call Colt Artisan Beverage Company at 623-434-0939 or visit ilovecolt.com for more information. And if you want to tweet at us or call us, you can call us on the Easy Sports Talk hotline, 602-260-1060. Brother Aaron is behind the glass holding it down. If you want to tweet at us, at the Easy Sports Talk, at Ed Smith Speaks, and at Javon Love, and that's Love with the L-U-V. So let's jump right into it. Coming to you today from Tryst Café, the Phoenix location, 21050 North Tatum Boulevard, right here in Phoenix, 85050, right across the street from Desert Ridge. You can't miss it. If you come, there's a Wells Fargo, Starbucks right over here in the area. And the owner of this great establishment, Miss Lisa Khnanisho.
You said it perfect.
Okay, there we go. The first time around when we did it a few months ago, I was like, let me make sure I get this right. First off, thank you for joining us. And thank you for having us, Lisa.
Thank you for being here. We love the energy when you're here.
Well, we appreciate that. And like I said, we did I think it was back in March or April, we did the Chandler location.
Yes,
it was somewhere back there.
I just remember it was hot.
It was hot, yeah. Hot. And one of the things we said was, when I found out about, I realized you had the second location here, we said when it cools down, We want to definitely make sure we come up to the Phoenix location. And by the looks of it, because the patio is full out here, the misters aren't even on. It's overcast. We're getting toward that beautiful time of the year for us out here.
We picked the right day.
We picked the right day. So let's just jump right into this. This is the original Tryst.
This is the original.
And you have an anniversary coming up on this one in November.
In November, you remember. Thank you for that. And it's going to be 14 years.
14 years.
Yes.
That's
we
unbelievable.
were one of the first breakfast places, I would say, at that time. And you had your standard, big boxes. And then we launched this organic concept, and then others, of course, followed with breakfast all over the place. So it's a great timing for us.
Well, let's talk about this because we talk about naturally delicious food here.
Yes, the affair
with naturally delicious food, and healthy can also mean very tasty. You don't want to scare people away by thinking it's so organic that it's over organic. Tell everybody about.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, we have hamburgers that are the 8-ounce burgers, juicy. We have a bison burger here,
which I've had.
Right, with
delicious.
The lean and the barbecue sauce and bourbon sauce and grilled onions. So we have deliciousness, as I would always refer to it, aside from being clean. Our healthy concept is about clean eating. As you said, sometimes people tend to think of that as beans and quinoa and vegan and vegetarian, but that's not at all. We have steak and the burgers, and we've had ribs. We have specials throughout the year.
I've had the shrimp tacos too. Delicious.
A variety of tacos, pork adobo tacos, and for those people that do jump into more vegetarian or vegan, we have cauliflower tacos now, which are really tasty.
Ooh,
yes,
I love cauliflower.
Yeah, those have a nice tempura batter on them. Yum.
Anytime you tempura and fry something,
it's
you can't go wrong.
Name, right? It's calling my name.
Let's talk about the difference in the two locations too, because this is right here, right across from Desert Ridge, a little different than the one over in Chandler.
So I call this a boutique space because it is smaller. We have a nice patio out here, but it's intimate seating. We do have a full bar at both locations, but the Chandler one is much larger. We have at least 100 people seated patio. Same thing for the inside. We have a 22-seat bar that's indoor-outdoor. We have a barista smoothie bar, so people can walk up, from the street and just purchase the smoothies and a variety of coffees there. So it definitely has a different feel, particularly because of its size. But this one is also really special. People walk in and they just like the vibe here. It's just very intimate, and the team is so hospitable. And
I love your staff.
Get that energy. Thank you so much.
And I love the term you use, boutique. It does have like a cozy little boutique feel to it. Yeah. So there's a couple. I definitely want to talk about the pink drink event, but what other things do you have going on?
So I'm going to jump into the pink drink because that's this month, and I don't want to lose sight of that. We are supporting St. Jude's. This is Cancer Awareness Month, so we have 5 pink drinks that we're recommending that people purchase, and the proceeds from that drink or those drinks will go to St. Jude's in recognition of Cancer Awareness Month. We feel like we're a business in the community, and we always like to participate in some sort of philanthropy every month, really, whether it's being school supporting or a particular organization. And, being such a critical month, we want to make sure that we support cancer, and St. Jude's is our choice for this year.
And, as you're listening to the show out there, you'll hear the advertisement, the promo we have for that. And the feature, and I want to run through the drinks real quick. And it's all through the month of October. If you come in and order a pink mood ring, raspberry gimlet, strawberry daiquiri, pomegranate mojito. Me and Jay were having fun with mojito last week. I love saying that, mojito. And the prickly pear margarita. If you come in and order any of those, all the proceeds will go to St. Jude Hospital.
Exactly. And that pink mood ring, super fun drink because it has edible glitter in it, which makes it, it's very cool.
Might have to sample that. I might, have to sample that. Yeah.
And speaking of the bar, we do have, have a fabulous mixologist who has created, our bar manager has created 35 craft cocktails.
Okay.
And all of those, of course, in Chandler, we have a little bit slightly smaller scale variation here, just again because of the size of the restaurant, but they're all delicious, and we have a lot of local beers too that we focus on.
So tell me a little bit about because you used to own a restaurant at Westgate.
Yes.
Tell a little history of how you and your husband got into this?
So the quick story is we're from Chicago, and we've been here now about 26 years. But when we came here, the food scene was just starting.
Yeah.
And coming from Chicago, there's so many places that you can eat, a lot of mom and pops. It was all big box when we came here, right? So my husband was going off to work, and he's having, lunch with his peers, and he's complaining about the food options, right? So
especially coming from Chicago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was really a dare. They're like, you know what? Why don't you just put your money where your mouth is?
Open up.
So that is literally what happened. One of the places they were going to lunch at, there was a place next door that was vacant.
Okay.
He came home and said, how about we open a Mediterranean restaurant? We would have at home. You go to get the gyro off the spit, and, the Chicago hot dogs and Italian beef and all that. So literally within like 8 weeks, we got the spot, we remodeled, and we opened Sammy's Gyros.
Okay.
And then we sold that, and then we went into Tryst and Mama Gina's, which was the place at Westgate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and we opened those basically simultaneously, about 4 months apart from each other.
Wow.
So, yeah, and then we sold that one, and we decided to focus just on the Tryst concept.
Okay.
So
and there's an anniversary for the Chandler location in January. 4 years?
4 years.
4 years, okay.
That just seems impossible.
Yeah.
4 years. I feel like we opened weeks ago. Time just flies.
So
but it's been lovely.
Yeah, and this, I'm looking around, and you're saying that normally it's even a little more packed. This is a nice flow of people coming in on a Saturday.
We have wonderful regulars that we have that have been supported, especially during the COVID season, that they have just not turned their back.
Yeah.
That's so knowledgeably. I mean, it was so intentional that they wanted to come and support the local businesses.
How was it through that for you, like when it first hit?
It was tough. It was scary. We closed for 10 weeks.
Okay.
So it was no joke.
Yeah.
And we know that we suffered just like all the other restaurants as well. And we were fortunate to be able to reopen.
Yeah. So what we're going to do, real quick, tell everybody how they can continue to follow Tryst. We're going to continue to promote the Pink Drink event for the month, but how can they continue to follow you?
You can follow us at trystcafe.com and Tryst Cafe AZ on Instagram.
And what is the featured menu item for today?
Oh, we have our meatballs. It's actually a penne pasta and meatballs today.
Oh, wow.
We have it for the rest of the month, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Yeah, and, we just got some new vegan desserts coming in. I can talk about that at the next
Yeah,
segment.
let's do that when you come back. So vegan desserts.
Yes.
Wow, that is, see, that's not fair. You got me sitting over, my mouth watering. I got a whole show to still do, but I will make it through it. So we're going to have you back on later on, Lisa. In the meantime, appreciate everybody hanging out. Thoughts and prayers to Jay and his family as he's dealing with some things over in California. But you got me for the next hour and 45 minutes. Got a great guest coming up at 11 o'clock, Miss Deborah Dubree, one of my most favorite people in the world. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things going on with the Cardinals and Suns as far as leadership. In the meantime, you got Easy over here on the Easy Sports Talk Show, KDUS 1060 AM, as well as KSLX HD Channel 2, 100.7. Coming to you live today from Tryst Café in Phoenix, 21050 North Tatum Boulevard, literally right across the street from Desert Ridge. So make sure you come support this great business along with both locations. Go to trystcafe.com, give us some information on the Pink Drink for St. Jude event. So we're going to take this break here. Got a great show. We're going to talk some Cardinals coming up here after this break. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend, folks. We'll be back after these messages, and I'm not going to do Jay's tag this time. That's his thing.
Clear.
Thanks, Aaron.
I'll turn those picks into gold. Wall-to-wall NFL coverage and the biggest stories coming to you from 3 to 5 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Milano Music is Arizona's oldest and largest premier destination music store. Located at 38 West Main Street in historic downtown Mesa, Milano's has a 50,000 square foot showroom that features a giant wall of guitars. There are hundreds to choose from as they carry the most popular brands in stock: Gibson, Martin, Taylor, Fender, Yamaha, and many more. In addition, there is a high-end climate-controlled acoustic room and on-site repair facility. Milano's is a complete music store with digital pianos and keyboards, drums and percussion, PA and recording gear, alongside all the band and orchestra products they carry. And with the holidays approaching, they're offering hundreds of musical gift items from all price ranges. For hours of operation and additional information, call Milano Music at 480-827-1111 or visit milanomusic.com.
With over 11 years of serving the Valley, Majestic Services is who you should call for your pressure washing and window cleaning needs. From driveways to sidewalks, pool decks, awnings, patio blinds, even handyman services, and more. Majestic Services has you covered. Call 602-614-9401 today for a free, no-obligation quote. Commercial or residential, call Majestic Services or visit...
So this segment, Aaron, I'm going to talk to you, man.
Majestic Services. Let us do your dirt.
Okay, yeah, just feel free to call me out, and then
okay.
I will come on.
Sounds good.
We are EIC Agency, and agency is an understatement. We're a full-service customer acquisition powerhouse that can help you slash the cost of new customers and increase the lifetime value of your customers. Our team of experts leverages content production, ads, SEO, automation, and analytics to get the most out of your marketing dollars. So
that was good, man. That was real good.
And increase the lifetime value of a customer. There's no better partner than EIC Agency because we make every impression count.
Okay.
Check us out at eic.agency.
Oh, yeah. With two Valley locations, Tryst Café focuses on organic, natural cuisine from the kitchen to the bar. Tryst is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and has a happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m. The extensive gluten-free menu and expanding vegan options are always unique and flavorful. The spacious and beautifully decorated Chandler location has a full indoor-outdoor bar that serves bottomless mimosas, Bloody Marys, wine, beer, and over 35 creative cocktails. In addition, there is a coffee and smoothie bar you can order from as you dine in or choose to take out. Tryst Café is a 2-category top 10 winner in Ranking Arizona 2022. Be sure to visit the Chandler location at 4205 South Gilbert Road, in Phoenix at 2105. It's been a while since I've done a solo show. I started off in radio doing solo, but since I've had partners, I haven't done many of them. So,
Show, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, it's a little different when you're by yourself because you have to talk to yourself more, but that's when you can use a good producer like Aaron, too, to chit-chat with.
You're live.
And welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Now, I got to tell you this, too, Mark. Normally, Jay does the music, but he was in such a rush and just didn't have a chance to do it, so I actually can take credit for all the music. You'll see my flavor, too. I went straight old school this week. So, hey, hope you're having a great start to the weekend, folks. This segment right here is brought to you by Milano Music, family owned and operated since 1946. Milano Music is Arizona's oldest and largest premier destination music store. The 50,000-foot square foot showroom features a must-see giant wall of guitars with hundreds to choose from as they carry the most popular brands in stock. A complete music store, you'll find everything you need from digital pianos, drums, and recording gear to orchestral products. For hours of operation and additional information, call Milano Music at 480-827-1111 or visit milanomusic.com. So we're going to jump into these Cardinals a little bit. Fell to 2-3 after last week's loss to the Eagles. Before we do that, though, Aaron, I want to get your take on, we always recap or I guess go with our biggest takeaways from the week that was, which was week 5. I'm going to throw 3 things out to you that I caught, and if there's anything else that you saw, you can toss it in there as well. We had our first firing of the season. Mr. Matt Rule of the Panthers, we just played him a couple weeks ago. He's the first to get the axe this year, just not getting it done over there. Ironically, Steve Wilkes, our former head coach for one season, he's taking over as the interim head coach. Also, we had the NFC East, and I call it the NFC Beast, boy, because we got Eagles at 5-0, Cowboys 4-1 after they got 4 straight victories with a backup quarterback. Giants 4-1 after going over to London and beating the Packers. Oh my goodness! Then we have the Tua overreaction, I call it. The roughing the passer penalties, 2 of them especially. Brady getting sacked, gets a gratuitous flag, and then the Carr one in the Sunday night game It's like they're going so far to the extreme. Any of those things stick out to you, Aaron, as far as takeaways from last week?
Yeah, I mean, I look going off of the first one, the Matt Rule firing. There were rumors and reports that he had lost the locker room, and I think after the last few years of just the Panthers not meeting the expectations that they had when they hired Matt Rule, I think that firing makes sense. And yeah, those roughing the passer calls are insane. There were a few Cardinals players this week in the locker room and during their press conferences who were having a hard time describing what roughing the passer was. So when you have that happening, that's bad news.
Yeah, and I did a bunch of interviews this week, for the upcoming Seattle game, and everybody wanted to ask me about that as well. And what's a defensive player supposed to do these days when trying to tackle a quarterback? Got these 300-pound men, fighting through other 300-pound men to get to the quarterback. And I know the quarterback is the most prized possession in all the sports, but what are they supposed to do? Levitate in the air after they tackle him, trying to get him to the ground? You can't put your weight on him. You can't sling him to the ground. The one against Brady, that wasn't even a sling. That was basically just a rollover, and then we're getting these penalties. So we'll see how they adjust, but it's tough, man, being an offensive or defensive player, especially defensive lineman or anybody trying to attack the quarterback this time around. So then
I think it's frustrating as a fan. I think penalties already are so frustrating for a fan as someone who's watching the game. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's good for the product. Obviously, you don't want to have quarterbacks or any player get injured, but it does feel like it's an overcorrection to the point that it's making the game not unwatchable, but to the point where it's just frustrating to watch because so many great defensive plays can be turned into first downs by a roughing the passer or a bad holding call or bad pass interference call.
And don't they seem to come at the most critical times? Aaron, is not in the first quarter. It's always late in the game when the game was on the line and they make some of these bonehead calls, and it just distorts everything. It just takes it to a whole nother level.
I think the biggest thing is as a fan and as a viewer, you're feeling that the game is being taken away from the players on the field and is being put in the hands of the refs who are in the heat of the moment making a call. Also, another thing is that when they do realize that they made a bad call, that it seems that there are these makeup calls that happen later in the game, which is just weird. It just makes the experience in watching the game not as great as it should be.
And we both mentioned, it's like overcorrection. It's like, now let's go so far to the other side. So I'm wondering if they have some type of meetings to calm this down because, it's one thing regular season. We're going to get later in the year, when some of these playoff spots are up or it could be during a playoff game, and you get a call like this that could totally just, turn the tides of a game. So hopefully they don't go to the far extreme. At least they make the correction of coming back where, like I said, quarterbacks, like I said, I know they're valuable, but come on, even myself as an offensive player, I'm looking and I'm thinking, golly, what are we going to turn this into two-hand touch for the quarterbacks? It's just crazy, man. So
yeah, you don't want to see what happened to like Tua and have their heads going up against the ground or anything like that. You don't want them to be yanked down.
Yeah.
But I think when you look at something like the Brady play, it doesn't look as bad. And also to give the refs the benefit of the doubt, the speed of the game, and you would know about this.
Yeah.
I don't know how, when it's slowed down and in replay, I'm sure it looks a lot less bad than it does when it's in full speed.
Yeah. And, the one thing that catches my mind is I remember, I played in I guess I could call it a different era, late 90s, early 2000s. But you look even further back in that, the way they used to abuse quarterbacks. The deep, Too Tall Jones and those guys going after quarterbacks, clubbing them, grabbing them by their necks and slinging them down. That was abuse. That was quarterback abuse. The stuff we're seeing now is so far to the other side that it's almost like, come on, let's get past this. So then we had the Thursday night game, Aaron. Oh my goodness, 12-7. Commanders beat the Bears, and that was so unwatchable. And especially because it's on Prime, you can't really flip back and forth. I actually turned it off, and I actually came back to it late. Are you watching these Thursday night games on Prime, Aaron?
Yes, usually I am. I had an obligation this Thursday, so Fortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately, I was able to miss this game. I did catch the best part of it, which was towards the end.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I missed this game, and I don't think I missed much.
I did the same thing. I went away from it for a while, and then my son came, and he was like, he turned on, he wanted to Google it, and we saw like late in the fourth, it was still a game, because it was so putrid as far as the scoring. So I tuned in to watch the last the Chicago drive, and it was so disappointing at the end that it almost, like I said, they got to do something about this. We've got the last couple of Thursday night games, and sometimes it's matchup, but the scoring and everything is down so dramatically that they become hard watches. And I don't know what's going on, but whether it's the matchup or just the fact that they're not giving these players a chance to recoup. These Thursday games, they're not easy on players. I can attest to that. I did a couple of them myself. Really hard to turn it around from a Sunday to a Thursday. And coincidentally, our Cardinals play tomorrow. Then they turn around. They got the Thursday night game coming up against the Saints. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And, but let's recap, real quick, and we can spin this into the next segment as well. 5-0 Eagles now after coming in here and beating the Cardinals 20-17. And I had a friend, he was actually on the show last week, Aaron, Matt Scudero. He actually was at the game, and after the game was over, he actually texted me, and he said that the Eagles came in here and took over that stadium. It was basically like a 65-35 split almost. He said it was more like a home game for the Eagles. What are we doing out here as far as our fandom, man? Have you been to a game recently?
Well, so I'm a Steelers fan. So when I went to the last time that they played the Steelers, Steelers travel well.
Yeah.
So it was all full of Steelers fans.
Man.
But this is kind of Arizona sports in general, which is unfortunate for Arizona fans, which is they sell their tickets to these other fan bases that are willing to travel and are a little bit more loyal. This happens with the Diamondbacks, I don't think it happens with the Suns that much, but for sure the Cardinals. It's just unfortunate. Like, I just don't think the Cardinals have this connection with this city that obviously like the Steelers and the Eagles and some of these other fan bases have.
Yeah. So we've dropped the game 20-17. We're now 0-3 at home for the season. But even more damning, Aaron, we've lost the last 8 home games. And you know how hard that is to do. That's really hard to do. Somehow we're figuring it out. Another slow start for the Cardinals. We were down 14-0 at one point. So far this year, we have scored 0 points in the first quarter. We're the only team in the entire NFL that has not scored a single point. And that means field goal, safety, nothing. We have not scored a single point in the first quarter. We fall behind to the Eagles. We do make a nice comeback to tighten it up. Offensively, Murray and Wilk. So we can spill this over into the next segment.
Yeah,
Murray, 28 for 42, 250 yards. He only ran the ball 4 times. For 42 yards he did, but only 4 rushes. And as a team, we only rushed 26 times for 124 yards. My issue is the imbalance of the play calling, 26 rushes to 42 dropbacks. So, we're still just not getting it done. There's no consistency. This offense seems to still be sputtering. And we'll get into this next segment in terms of, some of the things that I picked up on as far as our offense matched against their defense and so forth. But just not getting it done. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll continue talking Cardinals.
20.
Coming to you live from Tryst Café in Phoenix, right across the street from Desert Ridge, 21050 North Tatum Boulevard. We're going to take this break. Listening to Easy on the Easy Sports Talk Show, KDUS 1060 AM, KSLX HD2, AC Channel 200.7. Be back after these messages, folks.
All right, you're clear.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yes, and just letting you know, I don't have my headphones with me, so when I'm talking, I can't hear you. So
okay.
in case you try and interject or anything,
okay,
and it sounds like I'm just like steamrolling just because I can't hear you.
No, you're good. We're good on. Like the thing is, we've worked so much together that I kind of have a sense when you're wrapping up. So we're good, man.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Thanks for letting me know that too. I'm gonna go out and come right back in. Okay.
Sounds good.
Of course, I just dropped my stylus.
If you're interested in partnering with the Easy Sports Talk Show, visit Ed Smith.
Okay.
massage,
And we're back.
pain and inflammation, performance and recovery,
cool, I got you.
Anti-aging and aesthetics. Services include cryotherapy, weight loss, bioidentical hormones, and peptide therapy. Easy Sports Talk encourages you to come in and try a 3-minute cryotherapy session. Find out how your body can thrive in minus 175 degrees or treat your skin to a rejuvenating cryofacial. Just a couple of the services provided by the incredible staff at E3 Cryo. For more information, visit e3cryo.com. Call them at 602-899-CRYO. That's 602-899-2796. Or stop by their Phoenix location at 13615 North 35th Avenue, Suite number 2, Phoenix, Arizona. And be sure to tell the friendly staff, Ed and Jay from the Easy Sports Talk sent you.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Milano Music is Arizona's oldest and largest premier destination music store. Located at 38 West Main Street in historic downtown Mesa, Milano's has a 50,000 square foot showroom that features a giant wall of guitars. There are hundreds to choose from as they carry the most popular brands in
Yes, ma'am.
Gibson, Martin, Taylor, Fender, Yamaha.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Additionally, high-end climate control.
Ah, okay.
On-site repair facility.
Okay.
Complete music store with digital pianos and
Okay.
drums and percussion.
I was almost a chief before I was a Falcon. I actually went up there. I worked out. They wanted to sign me, but and this was the 97 season. Was not 97. Instead, I got on a plane. I went to Atlanta and worked out for them, and they wanted me as well. And I just happened to go that way. Otherwise, I'd have been playing up there in Kansas City. Oh, that was beautiful up there in Arrowhead. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What are your? Write your names down for me, so I can give you a shout out on the radio. First and last name. Okay. Oh, okay.
Focuses on educating the whole
Ah.
child, not only rigorous academics, but time
Okay.
spent on character
Oh, let me grab you guys a couple cards too.
activities and truly
Somewhere in
getting
here.
to know your child one-on-one. To enroll your child or learn more, visit imagineschools.org.
Since St. Jude opened in 1962, they have increased the overall childhood cancer survival rate
You're welcome.
20% to more than 80%. To support Cancer Awareness Month, on
Oh, yeah.
For her body school.
Okay.
Tryst Café's Phoenix and Chandler locations.
Sherry Ulrich and Gloria Newman. Got you.
So you didn't have any.
We're calling it.
I had a few. Yeah, I mean, I had a couple during my career, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing well. I mean, more than anything, my body is just beat to death. Tua? Oh, Antonio, yeah. A lot of people have said that too. A lot of people have said that. A lot of people. Yeah. I'll be back to you in a minute.
Kill the Sports Zone, weekdays 9 to 11 a.m. for all the best national and local sports content.
You're live.
And welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. You gotta let that one play a little bit right there. Hey, Mark, after the show, you're gonna have to grade me on my music, man. I want a letter grade, okay? So keep track. This segment right here is brought to you by Majestic Services. Contact Majestic Services to do all the dirty work around your home or business. Majestic Services will pressure wash your driveways, awnings, pool decks, sidewalks, and more. Call Majestic Services at 602-614-9401 for your free obligation quote today. And one of the things I love about doing our live remotes is the people we get to meet at the live remotes. You know, we do them out in all kinds of different places, and people look and they see what we're doing. I have two lovely young ladies behind me during the break. They tapped me on my shoulder and just wanted to let me know that they, like what we were doing here, and they did a little look up on me, and we had a nice little conversation. I got to give them a shout out too. Miss Sherry Ulrich and Gloria Newman. Are you ladies? Do you guys come here all the time, or is okay? So they are local, and they come here to this great establishment. So if you're ever here and you see two lovely young ladies sitting in a corner or something like that, that might be Sherry or Gloria. Make sure you give them a shout out. And then, let me see. And this is Gloria. It actually has a business, Family Life Casting Services. So I might have, during the break, I'm gonna ask you a little bit about that, and so I can tell people about what you do. So real quick, Jay is off today. Want to give a shout out to Jay. He's actually over in California with his parts of his family dealing with some issues, but just want to send a special prayer and thoughts out to brother Jay. He'll be back next week. Just hope everything goes well out there, and I'll let him know we're all thinking of him. So getting back into it, Cardinals. Ooh, boy, they. I keep getting all these questions about when are they going to wake up from this, the sleep they seem to be in. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, Aaron. This is one of those ones, man, where they just continue to kind of mosey along through this season. Nothing, and whenever I do these interviews, people always ask me, what's impressing you about the Cardinals? Because they want to know the good and bad. And I'll be doggone, it's hard for me to come up with anything that looks like it's working because, Murray does not look right. Kingsbury seems to be fumbling along, play calling, game management. Our defense, we did do well against the Eagles last week, holding them to 20. Most of that was, they got all theirs off in the first half of the game, and then we pretty much set them down. That's been the MO for them. They've been off to good starts and then kind of holding on, and they stayed true to that. But our slow starts offensively, and then the fact that we are not getting any pressure on the opposing team's quarterbacks, to this point, we have, 6 total sacks on the season for our defense, and that's with throwing everything but the kitchen sink at the opposing offenses as far as blitzing. We're throwing everything we can at them, still not getting there, and we're coming up short. Now this week, we'll talk about our matchup against the Seattle Seahawks, which is coming up. But what are you seeing, Aaron, from this offense and I guess the team in general that, can you say there's anything that looks promising, or are you as worried as I am about the direction we're heading?
So I think one favorable thing that you have to have with this team that I think is improving is the defense. Yeah, they haven't gotten the sacks necessarily, but I've really liked what I've seen from Zach Allen. I feel like he's looking really good. I do think that the defense is so far one of the better parts of the Cardinals right now. It seems that they are really starting to figure out their groove.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, a lot of the points that the Eagles scored were going to be in the beginning of the game, but also the Cardinals, as we were just talking about, they have the offense has these really slow starts. They have short drives. The defense has to keep coming back on the field. I think it's those two complement each other is why the defense is giving up these points early. But at the same time, the offense just has these slow starts, and then they find a way to stick around in the game because of the defense. And then they just have to hope that they can go on a big game-winning drive, which obviously we saw ended up not working last week.
And I'm glad you brought that up because even with all being said, slow start, not getting a whole lot of pressure on the Eagles, we still had a chance to at least tie that game or even win it in that last drive of the game for us. And let's talk a little bit about we talk about. Because it's not all on the field as well. Cliff Kingsbury, in my opinion, is he's scuffling right now in terms of play calling, clock management, game time management, you name it. I'm not seeing that progression in terms of him having a handle on anything. Like I said, in that game, we had a chance, fourth quarter, going down the field. Kyler Murray does that early slide on a second down, doesn't get the first down. Then he has to spike it. Well, he didn't have to spike it. He did spike it, which puts us at a fourth down. Now we have to kick the field goal from where we are, which turns out to be a 43-yarder. You would like for him to get past the first down marker, maybe spike it then, give us 2 or 3 more plays to get even a little further up the field. We got a backup kicker because Prater's hurt with that back or hamstring, whatever it is. He's out. We have Amendola in there, 43-yarder to tie the game, and we go wide right. And it was one of those things where, you could almost see it coming. The commentators were showing how Amendola was having trouble from that very hash and spot, and they showed two of his pregame kicks, and they did the same exact thing. They went right, and they were thinking, okay, he's probably going to overcorrect and yank this one left. Instead, same process, same everything, kick fades to the right. What did you think about the fact that we could have gotten more yards? Okay, let me ask you this, Aaron. Do you hold anybody responsible for Murray not knowing situation and getting that extra yardage so we could maybe, fool with the clock a little more and get a little closer for that field goal?
I mean, I guess if you were to put anybody who is responsible, it would be the coaching staff. Kyler Murray said after the game that he was hearing in his headset to Spike.
Okay.
I read somewhere that at the stadium that it said 1st and 10, and it did in the moment. I'm sure it looked like he had crossed the first down line, and so he was being told to spike it. So I think in the heat of the moment when everything is going fast, they thought he had done it. So I guess if there was any blame, I guess it would go toward the coaching staff. But at the same time, they were set up for a 43-yard kick to tie the game. Like it wasn't the choice to go for 4th down with a kicker should make that kick. So there's partial blame on Amendola, and there's partial blame on the coaching staff for hurrying up and that communication with Murray.
I'm Aaron, you are so astute. On the Believe in the Cardinals podcast we did this week, right after the game, Jay and I talked about, and just so you know, you can catch that Believe in the Cardinals podcast wherever you catch your podcasts, or you can go to easysportstalk.com as well, or we are on the Sirius XM app. So we're all over the place with that podcast. Go check it out. We put it out every Monday and Thursday. So wherever you catch your podcast, go get that Believe in the Arizona Cardinals. One of the things we talked about, at least I brought up, was I'm right there with you as far as there are different ways to coach. You can coach for the here and now, or you can coach for the here and everything that might possibly happen. And for Kingsbury right now, he's coaching here and now. He's not thinking of any and every scenario that possibly could happen. And you don't practice for everything all through the season. During training camp, you just come up with different scenarios that might only happen once every blue moon, but you at least look at them, practice them, so when the situations come up, you're aware of them. This situation with Murray sliding short, you should always let your quarterback know in these situations you cannot start your slide, otherwise this is what's going to happen. This is something that during training camp, you just take, one period and you go over these different scenarios, and boom, it's locked in everybody's head. So when it happens, we're prepared for it. And in my opinion, this was one of those situations that you cover. What do we do in this situation so we're not caught off guard? So totally. I as well give the majority of the blame to Kingsbury for non-preparation. And then I also give, some of it has to go to Murray in terms of, if you know where the sticks are, man, you got to get your butt on the other side of those sticks. So everybody has a little bit of blame to take in this one. And once again, it costs us because, and then obviously we're talking about a kicker that, if it's Prater, maybe he makes that one. 43 yards is an average kick in the NFL. So everybody has to take a little bit of responsibility for this one. And once again, 2-3, getting ready to go up to Seattle. We're going to talk about the Seattle game next segment. I'm a little worried about this one, Aaron. This is one of those ones where at the beginning of the season, we were doing our rundown. I thought this would be a cakewalk because I thought Seattle is no match for us with a backup quarterback. Their choice was Geno Smith or Locke. And I'm thinking that's going to be a horrible team. They're actually not that bad. And it scares me a little bit because we're going up there. We're going to talk about the injury report. We're going up there minus running backs. Still with these slow starts. The 12th man might be an issue up there. Man, this could be one of those ones. This could be a season changer right here. I know we're waiting on.
Could get delayed because of a baseball game.
There you go. All kind of things. So, hey, we're going to take this break here in a minute, but appreciate you hanging out. Easy on the Easy Sports Talk Show. Brother Jay's off this week. We'll be back next week. Got Brother Mark here from True Narrative Media, along with Elian Rodriguez.
30.
Where's it? I always forget last names. Longoria. There you go. Elian Longoria. So, I have it written down too, Elian. I'm just so bad with names. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Big shout out to our ladies behind me.
10.
Sherry Overts and Gloria Newman. We're going to take this break. Be back after these messages. Hope you're having a great weekend so far, folks. One of these days, I'm going to know your last name by heart, Elian. I said one of these days, I'm going to know your last name by heart.
Your morning drive just got a little better. The Dan Patrick Show is live weekday morning starting at 6 exclusively on KDUS AM 1060.
Elian Longoria.
Students enrolled at Imagine Online Academy grades K through 8 can expect to receive quality, rigorous learning experiences that include a focus on the Imagine School's shared values, along with character education at the heart of the Imagine organization curriculum. Imagine Online Academy is committed to providing students the
Did you want a bite to eat or anything? You want a bite to eat or anything?
Online education.
You sure? Okay, let me know. I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
For
more information, visit imagineazonline.org.
With over 11 years of serving the Valley, Majestic Services is who you should call for your pressure washing and window cleaning needs. From driveways to sidewalks, pool decks, awnings,
So what do you exactly do, Gloria?
Services and more. Majestic Services has you covered. Call 602-614-9401.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Casting.
No obligation.
Okay.
Commercial or residential. Call Majestic Services.
Okay, so animals and pregnant. Okay.
Majestic Services. Let us do your dirty work. 602-614-9401.
Ah.
Hi, this is Ed
Okay.
Smith, host of the Easy Sports Talk Show. In addition to hosting the show,
Oh, that's how I see that right there too.
Inspirational, motivational speaker.
Okay.
Utilizing life experience in my 15-year professional sports career, I offer programs to a wide variety of
Very nice. I like that. Okay. I didn't when you said casting, I didn't know whether it was like massage or so. I didn't. So so now it makes sense to body casting. Okay. Okay. Very cool.
To create lifelong shining moments. To learn more about
and the website is
edsmithspeaks.com or contact me directly.
Oh, that is beautiful. Everybody's hands together. And what kind of materials do you use?
I'd like to congratulate Milano Music as they
Casting stone. Okay.
75 years of business. Since 1946, the Milano family has provided every aspect related to the music industry.
MaternityKeepsake.com.
From new instruments repaired to your current one, lessons, sheet music, rentals, and more.
Family Life Casting.
Everything you need and are looking for.
Family Life Casting. I'll see if I'll remember that. Family Life Casting.
Located at 38 West Main Street in historic downtown Mesa, or one of their 18 instrument rental depots across the valley. Since opening their doors, Milano's family mission has been about sharing their enthusiasm of music with others. 75 years later, the proof is in their continued commitment to the community. For more information on the Mesa location or to find the nearest instrument rental depot, visit milanomusic.com.
One more segment and then I will have you on.
Again, congratulations to Milano Music, and here's to the next 75 years.
Hey Phoenix, Doug Gottlieb here. I'm bringing the best sports talk weekdays to you, 1 to 3 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060.
You're live.
That's one you gotta let that play right there too, boy. Yeah. Hey, welcome back to Easy Sports Talk Show. Coming to you live today from Tryst Café in Phoenix, right across from Desert Ridge, 21050 North Tatum Boulevard. Right here, there's a Wells Fargo and a Starbucks, and we're right in that plaza right there. So make sure you come out and support not just this great location, but the Chandler location as well. And the Chandler location is at 4205 South Gilbert Road in Chandler, 85249. Go to trystcafe.com for locations and to hear how you or see how you can support the Pink Drink event, which is through the month of October. If you go to the Chandler location or the Phoenix location, you order one of 5 special drinks: pink mood ring, raspberry gimlet, strawberry daiquiri, pomegranate mojito, and the prickly pear margarita. All those proceeds will go to St. Jude Hospital. So make sure you support that great event. This segment right here is brought to you by Casual Sports Radio Network. KSRN is your destination for the latest updates and in-depth coverage of your Arizona sports teams, including all things Arizona Cardinals for the Bird Gang fan base. Visit Casual Sports, that's K for casual, and sportsz.com. Casualsports.com for feature articles, great podcasts, including the Easy Sports Talk Show, music programming like Microphone Masters, and more. So we're going to wrap up talking these Cardinals because next segment, I got a great and special guest. Ms. Deborah Dubree is going to be joining me. But in the meantime, Cardinals go up to face the Seattle Seahawks this week. And as you mentioned, Aaron, there might be some changes of schedule with, baseball going on. They're going to have their first playoff game in 21 years, I think it is, up there. First home game. This first time they made the playoffs in 21 years. So they got unfortunately, those Astros, man, to come from behind, just, taking the heart out of them right now because there have been some really good games. But to this point, Mariners are down 0-2 against the Astros, but they'll be playing next door today and tomorrow if there is a game 4. So we'll keep an eye on that, and that could make the Cardinals game be pushed back a little bit. So in the meantime, as we talked before we went to break, Aaron, I'm a little less secure in this game with these Cardinals going up there to face the Seahawks. My thing was I thought the Seahawks would be garbage, but I thought their offense would be atrocious. In the end, it's their defense that's atrocious. They're last in just about every category, giving up the run, giving up the pass, everything, rushing TDs, everything. But their offense is kind of hanging in there with Geno Smith. They're actually 8th in total yards, 11th in passing, 12th in rushing yards. I had a couple other things here too. They're actually, 7th in points scored, actually holding their end of the bargain. What happens if we go up there, Aaron, and we get off to another one of our slow starts? They get out on to one of their faster starts. We're behind, and then you have that 12th man to deal with. Do you think, does this game scare you? Where did you originally pick this game, Aaron? Did you have them as this is a L or a W for the Cardinals?
I would have had to have assumed I picked this as a loss for them. I can't imagine I picked this as a win. I might have maybe thought that they would split the series, but I definitely know for sure I had to have chosen a loss.
Okay, so what do you think now with everything going on?
For sure, yeah, you definitely, as a Cardinals fan, you have to feel a little bit worried going into this game, not only because of how well the Seahawks have been looking offensively, but also how banged up you kind of are heading into this game, especially in the run game. They're going to be without James Conner. Benjamin's going to be getting a chance to pretty much take on a larger role, but they're going to have Keontae Ingram, who's a rookie running back. Not to say that that's a big deal because the Cardinals have been kind of funky with how they've been using their run game.
Yeah.
But also could be one of those things where Benjamin gets a bigger share than he usually would, and maybe he looks great, maybe he does great stuff. But I think it's going to be a close game. I think that both of these teams are going to have their ups and downs, and it's going to come down again to probably whoever has the ball last.
And once again, we're going up there, Aaron, minus our kicker. Matt Prater's down, so we'll be with Amendola again. And Rodney Hudson is a game day decision. What I'm finding interesting is I watched the practice participation throughout the week. Nobody is practicing. I mean, every team is dealing with injuries, and they actually on Wednesday, Aaron, they actually just in place of actual practice did a walkthrough. I'm not sure whether that was out of necessity because they just didn't have enough people, the right people to participate. But this early in the season, only week 6, to be this banged up and nobody practicing. The only way you get better, in my opinion, when you're trying to correct things is by practicing. Well, if nobody's practicing, what do you do? So when we're already going up there, like you mentioned, James Conner's down, Darrell Williams is down, so we are we've got Corey Clement, and then we got We're going to be elevating these guys to roles. My biggest concern, honestly, is not the running ability of some of these running backs we're going to be shoving into these spots. It's the picking up of blitzes. It's the, responsibility in terms of hot routes and stuff like that. Those are the things that can really get you in trouble, even more so than the ability to run the ball. So with that being said, this is going to be a chore for us to go up there and get this victory. The only thing now, with all that being said, how do you attack this bad Seattle defense? Do you go up there and totally commit to the run, or do you think Kingsbury does his usual MO and just, as soon as he sees it's not working, we just abandon it, and from there we just go all out in just trying to throw the ball all over the place? That could spell disaster, in my opinion, Aaron.
Well, I definitely think that you have to make an adjustment from what you've been doing in the past. I don't think if whatever they've been trying to do in these first 10 plays or how long their script is, I think for sure get away from that. Get away from trying to set Rondale Moore up on a screen and hope he breaks away. Start getting these guys out in space, send them down the field, let Kyler throw down the field, start doing this vertically. I think you definitely need to have a run game in this, and I think you bring up a really good point about the run game may not be the big issue after the end of the game of how they did, but how they picked up blitzes. But I think it's just let these weapons you have, go out there and catch some balls. And when they do that, when they do play like that towards the end of the game, they usually start moving down the field a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot when they start trying to really think a little bit too hard about this and setting up a run game and getting Rondale out on the screen, that the offense kind of staggers because it's just this kind of this stuttering type of different types of plays.
So we're past the quarter mark of the season, 5 games in, getting ready to go to the 6th game, obviously. What is your grade and assessment of Kingsbury so far? Do you like what you're seeing, or are we in trouble with them signing that extension through 2027?
I think you'd have to go with that's a really tough question. It for sure wouldn't be an A, maybe like a C to like a C plus to B minus. The only reason I grant him that is just that he is dealing with, he didn't have AJ Green for a little bit in the last couple weeks. He doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins, his biggest weapon. I think you have to give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit when he has these injuries, even though a lot of teams deal with injuries. But I do think you're not feeling, as a fan, you wouldn't be optimistic about Cliff Kingsbury for the next few years. I think for sure there is some uncomfortableness about realizing that his play calling isn't as versatile and as expansive as maybe people would have thought.
You're very generous, Aaron. I know exactly where you're going in terms of, the things he's dealing with. I'm looking at his progression in terms of, if you would have told me this is his 4th year and he's still having these type of issues with game, like clock management, and then even like the scripting of his plays, and the fact that it always seems like most coaches, you're thinking 2 and 3 plays ahead in situations. He's actually using the 40 seconds that he has between plays to make decisions like on the fly. There's no preparation for me. It seems like he's just winging it still. And 4 years in, you cannot still be just winging it. There's got to be a progression, and I'm seeing he's starting to get it a little bit. I'm just not seeing that, and for that reason alone, I'm at a C minus, and that's generous. He might be a D for me because, like I said, I'm just not seeing that progression yet. So
no, I think that's a really fair point. The time management really is an issue, and I think this game could, with the NFC West being so close, with their records being so close, this could be a game where if you lose this, you kind of feel like you're set back a little bit. And on top of that, we've already seen that Kyler and Cliff are being more, you can see their frustration with each other or with the game plan. It's starting to kind of show itself. And if it gets worse, I wonder how that shapes out for the rest of the season, with how they treat each other. And
yes, sir. I've been preaching on that, because what happens is when it starts to get sticky, the fingers start pointing out, and it could start to get ugly real quick. Aaron, what you got on this game now? How do you see it going? What you got to score?
I'm gonna say the Seahawks are gonna win it. I don't have a score on me. I'll just say like 21-17. Let's go with that.
Okay.
I think that they're going to have some field goal issues. I think Amendola is going to struggle again, and I think they're going to miss some points, or they're going to they're not going to resort to field goals because they're going to be afraid to use him, and then they're going to probably miss some fourth downs or something. So I'm going Seahawks because the Cardinals have some field goal issues.
I am changing because originally this is a Cardinals victory. I'm thinking the same thing. This is going to be a Seahawks 21-17 victory. Hopefully we're both wrong, but we'll see. So we're going to take this break coming up here. We got the great Miss Deborah Dubree joining us here momentarily. And I want to give a shout out again to Gloria Newman. Is it Family Lifestyle Casting? Family Life cast. Well, I'll get that. But they actually do casting of body parts and different things. Real cool. I'm going to get the address. We'll get a chance to check them out. 1 hour down, another one to go. Appreciate you hanging out. Easy Sports Talk. Be back after these messages, folks.
Clear.
Thanks, Aaron. Great first hour, man. Lifestyle casting. There we go.
AM 1060 KDUS.
Do we need to test my mic or we're good?
Let me go ahead and give it to me.
Hello, things testing 1, 2, 3.
Go ahead and twist it right on up there.
Family owned and operated since 1940.
There you go. We should be good.
Okay.
How's everything in your ears? You good?
Oh, it's great.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I can hear well.
Located at 38 West Main Street,
Family Lifestyle Casting.
Milano's has a 50,000 square foot showroom that features a giant wall of guitar. There are hundreds to choose from. They carry the most popular brands in stock: Gibson, Martin, Taylor, Fender, Yamaha, and many more. In addition, there's a high-end climate-controlled acoustic on-site repair facility.
Where's your studio? Where's your
music store? with digital pianos and keyboards, drums and percussion, PA and recording gear, alongside all the band and orchestral products they carry. And with the holidays approaching, they're offering hundreds of musical gift items from all price ranges.
And this is all impromptu. What I'll do is I'll be in touch with you so I can help you spread the word a little more. No, I enjoy doing that type of stuff. I appreciate you ladies. I'm glad you stopped in.
Imagine Schools of Arizona is now hiring bus drivers. Serving 8 campuses across the valley, there are plenty of great opportunities available. When you join Imagine Schools, you will receive paid training, paid time off, great benefits, a 401k program, and with a starting salary of $17.50 an hour and up. To apply or for more information, contact Frank Sturpey at frank.sturpey@imagineschools.org. That's frank.stirpe at imagineschools.org or call him at 602-318-4888. E3 Cryo and Wellness Center is a health optimization clinic specializing in cutting-edge therapies for pain and inflammation, performance and recovery, as well as anti-aging and aesthetics. Services include cryotherapy, weight loss, bioidentical hormones, and peptide therapy. Easy Sports Talk encourages you to come in and try a 3-minute cryotherapy session. Find out how your body can thrive in minus 175 degrees or treat your skin to a rejuvenating
And thank you for our session. I've been listening to my. Yes.
I was going to ask. I didn't know if you'd heard it.
Yes.
Okay. If you want any adjustments, let me know.
Okay.
Call them at 602-899-CRYO. That's 602-899.
Turned out to be a really nice day. I love this overcast.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It feels great.
At 13615 North 35th Avenue, Suite number 2, Phoenix, Arizona. And be sure to tell the friendly staff, Ed and Jay from the Easy Sports Talk sent you.
At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona, we want you to get the most from your health coverage so you can be your best, be healthy, and take advantage of your benefits. We know health insurance can get complicated. We get it. Our job is to make it easy. We're right here in Arizona. We love Arizona. We are Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. To see all the ways we care for Arizonans, go to azblue.com/loveaz.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is brought to you by AC by J, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Drains.
Easy Sports Talk is brought to you by great partners of the show, including Colt Artisan Beverage Company, the official beverage company of Ed, Jay, and the Easy Sports Talk Show.
This is an introduction. With music that just be pumping, while hits just be dipping, the intention is for humping the floor. Shining the wood with your jeans into denim. Don't worry, it's hip-hop. Don't hammer money, earn it.
You're live.
And welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. Mark, tell me that don't make you want to get up and shake your butt, man. A little chub rock right there. Coming to you live today from Tryst Café in Phoenix, right across the street from Desert Ridge, 21050 North Tatum Boulevard. Make sure you come out and support this great establishment. They got the channel location, and they're also doing the Pink Drink for St. Jude event. Listen out for that promo during the show. Go into either of the locations and order one of 5 special drinks, and all the proceeds will be going to St. Jude Hospital fighting cancer. This segment right here is brought to you by Colt Artisan Beverage Company, the official beverage company of the Easy Sports Talk Show. One of the first to launch nitrogen-infused coffee. They offer everything from specialty coffees to a botanical infusion line of caffeine and sugar-free brewed beverages. Call Colt Artisan Beverage Company at 623-434-0939 or visit I Love Colt for more information. So, this is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, Miss Deborah Dubree, joining us. And you've been on several times throughout the years. We've done everything from, all the different topics, and you've come out. I think the last time you were on was at the Biscuits Cafe.
It was.
It was.
Oh, my God, that was great.
Yeah, we had Hans
were outside
there. You were outside.
yeah.
Great event. For all that don't know you or have not heard you before, Deborah, tell us a little bit about your background and what you do, your specialness.
Well, what I do right now is I'm an elite performance expert and specialist, so I work with not only pro athletes, but also business leaders and CEOs and C-suite, always looking to improve their game, whatever their game is. And it comes into them from basically the mental, emotional, and physiological aspect of who they are and how they're looking to grow themselves as well as their business or their life.
And we had a session just the other day where, after about 45 minutes of time together, you have me in such a different mindset from what I'm normally doing a hectic week. And explain what you were doing to try to help shift my mind a little bit.
Yeah, thank you for asking. We were talking about what I call imagination. It's imagining with emotion, and it allows not only players, I can work with them that if they're injured to get back on the playing field a lot quicker, as well as like with yourself where you have injuries from, playing professional sports, both baseball and football. And there's the lingering pain that goes with that. So what I was doing is first asking you a lot of questions to find out what is your language, not only around the pain that you're feeling, what are the words that you use to describe it, but then also we looked at what is it like when you are fully supported, when everything is feeling the way you would like it to feel, and the different activities that you do during the day. And then from that, I created a recording that's specifically done my voice, your language, that I put some music to it with some binary beats and stuff to put you into a hypnotic state where we can get past the conscious mind that kind of is going to always say it hurts, and get your subconscious to go, yeah, it'll be okay, and to use your language to make sure that the emotional body as well as the mental aspect is buying into the fact with a new belief that you can feel pain-free or at least less pain than what you're feeling now.
And that's all. I mean, when you talk about helping people get to a different levels of performance or even just different spots in their life, how they feel about themselves, how they feel about, that was so like transformative. And in our conversation, I kept trying to wanted to like explain.
Right.
And you were like, no, I want you to feel this.
Well, it's shutting down the conscious mind that always it's going to find some way to explain it or come up with excuses as to why it feels the way it does.
Yeah.
And it's really the emotional body, because the emotions are the glue to memory, and it's in your memory where all of this is sitting. So we need to talk to the aspect of you that is really controlling how your mind and how your body is feeling and the behaviors that you have.
Well, it's amazing how we can make our mind think what we want it to think.
Oh, we do.
We do. It's unbelievable.
Yes. Well, think about it. Even as we're growing up, everybody is going, well, listen, pay attention. You got to do it this way. And, come on, think straight and all that. It's always about the mind. Even when people say, well, positive thinking, I said, well, that's a bunch of BS, because as soon as you get into stress, it goes to an emotional aspect, and all that positive thinking goes away.
Speaking of stress, let's get into this with our Cardinals head coach,
man.
because I it's like it's amazing. Like whenever I have you on, we talk how we just did, but we can bring it back around to sports, because I was really curious to find out your thoughts on Kingsbury as the leader and CEO. And we use that term. He's not just a head coach; he's the CEO of this organization as far as players and things that are going on. It seems like he's not quite there. There's a weakness or something missing in his DNA.
Really? I never noticed that.
Oh, yeah. But let's talk about it. How can his demeanor and everything he's going, how can that affect what's going on with this team?
Oh, it's major. It's major, because you think about it, when somebody at that level is supposed to be the guy that prepares the team for competition. And that preparation is not just your skills and your talents and those type of things. It's the environment that you're in. And when he's, when I watch him and the language that he uses during interviews, his body language during interviews, when I see him on the field, on the sidelines, the head is down. You kind of mentioned it with your earlier guest, is that he looks like he's sorting to try to figure out what play to call.
Yeah.
He doesn't really know. And yet you've got, Murray is in there, and he's, bouncing up and down, screaming, hollering, because he's waiting for that next play. And, we got a coach that doesn't know what the next play is going to be, because he hasn't figured it out yet or planned for it during practice.
And I've played for coaches, and, I don't use names. Jay and I joke about it all the time. I've played with coaches that were like, the second they walked in the room, everybody sat straight up.
Oh, yeah.
Attention, to me, I would imagine Kingsbury walking into the room, the whole team sitting there, and he would almost need, like, if you watch those court shows where the bailiff is like, everybody come to order, quiet please, where he doesn't have control of that room, and you can almost like sense that.
Exactly. Well, you think about too. I've read articles and seen comments on that even in practice, that some of the guys want to practice really hard, and other guys want to just kind of, excuse the expression, but half-ass it.
Yeah.
You know, and during practice, and man, practice is everything.
Yeah.
So that when you get on the field, you're in flow. You are not supposed to be thinking when you're on the field. You do the thinking during practice. You know, so.
And let's talk about one Kyler Murray, because he frustrates the bejesus out of me.
No.
You know, you look at all this talent, and, you know, everybody marvels at him. We have the issues during the off-season with the contract, and he looks pouty and moany every time you look at him. And, you know, my thing is I continually tell people, you can have all the talent in the world. That does not make you a leader. And what are some of the things that you see from him that make you want to just grab him and shake him? And how would you approach working with this young man?
Well, first of all, if I look at Kyler and I say, what was the background? You know, how has he gotten to where he is? And he is exceptional.
Yeah.
But I also have a feeling that he didn't have to work that hard, you know, during high school, during even college and that, because he was exceptional, which has now created
at that level.
Oh, yeah. He's now created the habits that he's brought into the NFL, and it doesn't work in the NFL. Just like, you know, guys, any player that I worked with, that, you know, they talk about moving into the NFL. It's faster, it's harder, the intensity is so much greater.
Oh, yeah.
And he's still playing his college game
with the same mentality, like I'm just as good as everybody else.
I don't have to study the films. I don't have to, you know, do this and that. And it's like, no, really, as a leader, you're the guy who sets the tone for the O-line. You know, you're the guy who needs to care more about the success of the team as well as the individual players, because they're going to follow you. And if you're getting hyper and going off to the deep end, you know, they're going to follow that
What do
energy.
you see from some of his body language? Because you watch any game, the second something doesn't go wrong, like doesn't go right, he's throwing the hands up like, what are you doing? Because, you know, and then he goes to the sideline, and it's the, you know, sit with the head down, the shield on so nobody can see him, almost the power. It's
like somebody just took his favorite toy away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be your quarterback, the head of the face of the franchise, leader. Then you think about somebody like a Tom Brady. And I know Tom's recently slamming, you know, the tablets and stuff like that. But in most instances, Tom, I mean, he's out there almost like you can see him in one of those movies with the gladiators charging forward and everybody following behind him. Whereas Kyler,
if you get in my arena, you better play up my level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, you know, and I also go back to Tom Brady. When, you know, you see Tom, he's looking at the tablet on the sidelines. He's watching the plays to see what's the other team doing, what should I be doing different. He's got his receivers and that sitting next to him and talking about what are we going to do, how are we going to fix this, which is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Again, so that when you get in, you are a solid unit working towards the same goal, and it's not to win. The goal is to get to that next 10 yards. You know, and get that first down so you can do it again and do it again and do it again, which leads to a win.
And I think I've asked you this before, but I'm going to wait because we got a break coming up here. When we come back,
we got to take a breath.
But I really want to. I want to find out what you like. What type of work or something you could put together for Kyler Murray, because I'd be really interested to know how you could not fix him, but make him better.
Yes.
Make him better. So
make the ball bounce higher.
Make the ball bounce higher. There you go. So we're going to take this break in a minute, and when we come back, we're going to tell everybody how they can be in touch with you, et cetera, as well. But great to always have you on, Deborah, one of my most favorite people in the world.
Always fun to be here.
And just want to remind everybody, we're coming to you from Tryst Café today. Let me see. Make sure. I always want to make sure we're connected there. Tryst Café, 21050 North Tatum Boulevard, Phoenix 85050. Right across the street from Desert Ridge. Make sure you come out and enjoy this great location, like a whole bunch of people are obviously this morning. Easy. Jay will be back next week. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend, folks. Listening to the Easy Sports Talk Show, KDUS 1060 AM, KSLX HD Channel 2, 100.7. Be back after this.
Clear.
Thanks, Aaron.
So when you.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 6
So
to 9 a.m.
that's for athletes.
Something I like to call breakfast. With big name
Or
guests,
agents
highlights,
or
sports information,
influencer of
KTUS
athletes.
And I'll let you, I'll bring it up and then you can tell everybody.
Family owned and operated since 1946. Khnanisho Music is Arizona's oldest and largest premier destination music. Located at 38 West.
This is always so much fun.
Downtown Mesa, Khnanisho has a 50,000 square foot showroom that features a giant wall of guitars. There are hundreds to choose from. They carry the most popular brands in stock. Gibson, Martin, Taylor, Fender.
We have to enhance.
And many more. In addition, there is a high-end climate-controlled acoustic room on site repair facility.
Right, you never know.
Complete music store.
Or I don't know if you got a hold of the guy who does
PA and recording gear, alongside all the band and orchestral products they carry. And with
no worries.
approaching, they're offering hundreds of musical gift items from all price ranges.
Yeah. Well, you first. Your relationship first. So, yeah.
I just want to let them know exactly what we're doing.
1111 or
You
visit
come back and listen to this segment with you and I. See how well we work
With
together.
over 11 years of serving the Valley, Majestic Services is who you should call for your pressure washing and window cleaning needs. From driveways to sidewalks, pool decks, awnings, patio blinds, even handyman services, and more. Majestic Services has you covered. Call 602-614-9401 today for a free, no obligation quote. Commercial or residential, call Majestic Services or visit them at majesticservices.net. Majestic Services, let us do your dirty work. 602-614-9401.
We are EIC Agency, and agency is an understatement. We're a full-service customer acquisition powerhouse that can help you slash the cost of new customers and increase the lifetime value of your customers. Our
that's
team of
great.
experts
Cool.
leverages content production, ads, SEO, automation, and analytics to get the most out of your
Oh,
marketing
it's
dollars.
so professional,
So,
especially
if you
with the
want
guys here to
reduce
help,
customer
and it's great for them
acquisition
too.
costs and increase the lifetime value of a customer, there's no better partner than EIC Agency, because we make every impression count. Check us out at eic.agency.
Little Kyler here, I do want to talk Suns too.
With two Valley locations, Tryst Café focuses on organic, natural cuisine from the kitchen to the bar. Tryst is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and has a happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m. The extensive gluten-free menu and expanding vegan options are always unique.
Oh, yeah.
Spacious and beautifully
Yeah, I've been doing these from my home, I guess, setup now. I don't even go to the studio anymore. I do these right in the home office and send them over. They put the track to it.
Nice.
And,
Yeah, I love the music always.
Coffee and smoothie bar you can order from as you dine in or choose to take out. Tryst Cafe is
it's a nice little setup for us too, being right here. And we got enough space. And,
this is fabulous.
yeah.
Visit the Chandler location at 4205 South.
If you get a chance and you ever are in Chandler, you should check out that location. It's that one's bigger and got the smoothie bar and really nice. We were there back in April, I think it was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
KDUS AM 1060 is the home to the Dan Patrick Show.
I introduced Lisa to Kelly too, and Kelly said that part of what they do with their real estate and all that is they do spotlights on certain businesses. So
Okay.
she's going to do a spotlight on Tryst
Oh,
Cafe
cool.
and that. So.
You're live.
And welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. See, I even got Deborah over here shaking her head, Mark. I must have done something right with that music this week. Welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. This segment right here is brought to you by True Narrative Media. True Narrative Media understands in today's world the visual aspect of media is extremely effective in growing your business and expanding your brand awareness. True Narrative Media specializes in telling your unique story, providing a wide range of video services for companies and businesses of all sizes. For more information, call 623-335-0735 or visit the website at truenarrativemedia.com. And big shout out to Mark, who's here with us today, dropping it like it's hot as always. If you're on the watching us on any of the live feeds on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, that's all courtesy of True Narrative Media and Mark Twain Bieber. So thank you, brother. Let's jump right back into it, Deborah, because I want to hit on a couple things here. As we went to break, I mentioned one Kyler Murray. We're talking one Kyler Murray. How would you take a stab at working with him? And I use the term with him. How would you work with him and try to bring out the best in him?
Well, that's the thing. It is working with someone. And typically, an athlete comes to me when things aren't going like they want them to. They are beginning to understand the skills, the talents, the knowledge, the capability, everything that's gotten them to where they are, is still all there, but it's not getting them to that next level. And it's typically a contextual change that needs to happen. They need to learn and understand that they are different than they were in college, or they get that big contract like Kyler got, that all of a sudden a big contract can take them off their game because now the expectations are greater.
Yeah.
And I look at him through college. He was used to working under pressure. I don't think he's used to working under stress. And you've got to learn to be able to self-manage that stress level. So the first thing I would do is he's got to wanna, first of all.
Yep,
and then
yep.
from there, it's building trust so that he knows that anything and everything he says to me is 100% confidential. And that we're going to look and understand his personality, his triggers, his motivators, his language patterns, how he talks about things, and how his mind works, not only off the field, during practice, and then on the field, because practice is very different than on the field, as you well know. Practice is a lot about thinking and adjusting and making things better. On the field, you just got to go. You got to go with the flow. So once we know where he is, we get crystal clear on what his goals are, and I understand who he is as a player. Now it's just filling in the gap. Now it's just taking some of the techniques and things that I teach that are, science-based, to be able to teach him how to, in the moment, be able to play at a higher level. I'll use, like we talked about earlier, the imagination, so he can imagine him playing perfectly all the time. And when he can get that belief in him, and it is a belief, it's not just a bunch of words, then it just clicks in that that's the first thing his mind goes to and his emotional body goes to is, I can do this.
And you bring up a great point. And what comes to mind for me is the Jerry Maguire movie when my man is like, help me, help you. You would need his total buy-in. He seems like he would be a tough nut to crack because of that outer shell he's got, and almost like he's giving everybody the Heisman because he thinks how would you get past that initial, just distance?
Well, and see, that becomes the greatest problem is that high achievers, whether it's in business or in sports, they always think, and I'm one of them, they always think, well, I can do it. I've been able to do it all up to here. Why can't I do it now? So it's almost get to a point where, like I said, they finally say, all right, I could use a little help here. And they haven't had 40-some years of training in the sciences and the mind, emotional body, and that I have. So it's like, you've got coaches for everything else. You got coaches for techniques, for conditioning and strength and that. All you need is one more coach.
Yeah.
One more coach. So it's not a weakness, which is what it used to be, starting to shift a little bit where players are beginning to understand mental and emotional is way different than everything else. It's just something else they need to learn.
Yeah, I'm hoping somebody from his camp is listening because I think this young man needs a lot of what you are talking.
You should watch me when I'm watching the games on Sunday or Thursday or Monday night or whatever, that I'm like, geez, just call me, dude.
Yeah,
call me.
Well, if you're out there in the Murray camp, please. We're going to give you all the ways you can get in touch with Deborah. Before we do that, because I do want to talk Phoenix Suns. They've had a couple issues over these last
a few.
Just a few. Ayton came back to pre-game. Unbelievable. The regular season starts on Wednesday for the Suns. They got 2 games coming up this week, Wednesday and Friday. First one, Mavericks come in here, then they go to play up in Portland. But prior to media day with training camp, it was Ayton let everybody know that between the last game, that debacle against the Mavericks in the playoffs, all the way up until he was there at media day, he and Monty Williams had no type of communication at all. What does that tell you? Because that, for me, when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute, what? And it might have been because they weren't expecting him to come back here. But even after they matched the offer from Indiana, it was like, okay, well, we got to bridge this gap, right? How could you – that just seems crazy to me.
Well, it is, but it's also I always look at beyond what's the issue, because beyond the issue is the cause. And when we can look at the cause, and if I think about where did this all start at, where it goes back to Dallas, for last season, Game 7 against the Mavericks, I should say, when there was such an embarrassing loss. And what happened is DeAndre was pulled out of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Was hardly played at all in the fourth quarter.
No focus on him as far, yeah.
And he's like a champion racehorse. It's like, coach, let me out of the game.
Yeah.
Let me out of the gate. I've got things to do here. But if the coach understands the player's perspective, and even the player doesn't maybe even understand it, because there's a lot of subconscious stuff going on, that you get set on a bench and all of a sudden it's like, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to be put in the game. You don't trust me enough to get the job done, so you're taking me out and putting somebody else in. And the player is wrestling with all these thoughts, and I hear it from every player I work with is, I don't want to let the team down. And all this is going on inside of him very unconsciously. But now it's creating such a deep hurt that when you come around through the summer, that I'm sure he's being focused on a lot of this, you come around and you get to this year, and now he's saying, well, coach didn't talk to me. Well, I'm sure he didn't reach out either.
Yeah.
So it's how do you start that conversation becomes the issue.
And I'm seeing everybody, because now everything is, hey, we talking is good. It's almost like they're putting a happy face on. Even that can be detrimental.
Brush it under the carpet.
Yeah, brush it under the rug.
But the reality
can
of
this
that,
linger on?
Oh,
and what kind of effect will it have?
The minute there's some kind of something goes wrong with him, it all comes right back up again unless it's addressed.
It's like a marriage.
Oh,
when
absolutely.
Everybody, because they go out in the public, put the happy face on. As soon as they go back inside the walls of the house, I mean, it has the potential to explode. And I'm looking at January, because that's when they can officially trade him, because of they match the offer. They can't trade him right away. So they might all be secretly looking toward that date.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning Aiden might be thinking, I just want to get the heck out of here. I'm going to do what I need to do to that point.
Yeah. He's playing good enough to play.
Yeah.
But not as good as he could. That's the part that is so sad. And when you address something like this with the player, so if I'm coach and I'm looking to address it with DeAndre, I can't make it personal. I've got to make it about the behavior. So I can't, look at it and say, well, let's talk about this. You're acting childish. You're doing this and that. That's like taking a finger and poking it in somebody's chest. And you're just riling the bear up.
And I did, in our little run, see that it's okay for two people to get into a room and sometimes say, you know what, I don't like you right now, but let's try to work this out. I think
or
people
to say, I don't like these behaviors right now.
Oh, there you go. That's even saying it even better.
Yeah.
See, that's why you're the specialist, and I'm going to just sit next to the specialist, asking the questions and putting the stuff out there. You're right.
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing you look at. If you were to have that conversation, it goes with, so my intention is at the end of our conversation today. So you're setting an intention. You're setting an intention for the end of the conversation. You're saying it's a conversation, so you're choosing your words very carefully, that we can come up with a solution where we can play like a whole team up. One of their terminologies is whole team up. They use it with each other and that. So you're setting the intention that you want to come out of this whole thing whole again.
That's why you do what you do, Deborah. Tell everybody how they can be in touch with you and your specialties.
Well, two different websites. The yourclearedge.com, that's yourclearedge.com, is for pro athletes or influencers of pro athletes. If you go to DeborahDubree.com, that's for business professionals.
Okay, so we're going to steer some people there, and I'm going to continue to utilize the tools that you gave me.
Absolutely.
I want to have you back on soon I want us to let everybody know how things are working for me. But you're one of my most favorite people, Deborah, and I thank you so much for coming out.
Well, the same for me, my friend. You are absolutely a jewel, and I thank you for having me
Miss
on.
Deborah Dubree. Make sure you go to yourclearedge.com, and the other site is DeborahDubree.com.
You got it.
And you can get all the information you need. So we're going to take this break coming out. Man, this show is flying by. We're going to talk a little baseball of all things and maybe pick a couple games in the NFL. We'll figure it out as we go along. But you've been listening to Easy Sports Talk Show. Easy on the mic today. Jay will be back next week. Hope you're having a great week. Great start to your weekend, folks. We'll be back after these messages. Thank you so much again, Deborah. That was always so much fun. I love having you on.
Clear.
Thanks, Aaron.
Catch the Doug Gottlieb Show weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and online at KDUS1060.com.
Exactly. When we talk, it's just like we're sitting on the phone talking.
This is Ed Steve.
That's why
Easy Sports Talk.
you know it's a good
How
guest.
cool would it be if instead of hearing my voice right now, you and our listeners were hearing a promo about your amazing business? Even better, what if we were doing a live remote for one of these beautiful Arizona Saturday mornings from your staff?
What's going on, man? Good to see you, bro. How you doing? Good, man.
For Easy Sports Talk Show. Visit
Plugging along, man.
Click on the radio or contact
Yeah, Jay.
or
His
send
dad
us
was
an
in an
email to
accident
info
2 days ago, so he had to go out to Cali. He's out there.
E3 Cryo and Wellness Center is a health optimization clinic specializing in cutting-edge therapies for pain and inflammation, performance and recovery, as well as anti-aging and aesthetics. Services include cryotherapy, weight loss, bioidentical hormones, and peptide therapy. Easy Sports Talk encourages you to come in and try a 3-minute cryotherapy session. Find out how your body can thrive in minus 175 degrees and treat your skin to a rejuvenating cryofacial. Just a couple of the services provided by the incredible staff at E3 Cryo. For more information, visit e3cryo.com. Call them at 602-899-CRYO. That's 602-899-2796. Or stop by their Phoenix location at 13615 North 35th Avenue, Suite number 2, Phoenix, Arizona. And be sure to tell the friendly staff, Ed and Jay from the Easy Sports Talk sent you.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Milano Music is Arizona's oldest and largest premier destination music. Located at 38 West Main Street in historic downtown Mesa, Milano's has a 50,000 square foot showroom that features a giant wall of guitars. There are hundreds to choose from as they carry the most popular brands in stock: Gibson, Martin, Taylor, Fender, Yamaha, and many more. In addition, there is a high-end climate-controlled acoustic room and on-site repair facility. Milano's is a complete music store with digital pianos and keyboards, drums and percussion, PA and recording, alongside all the band and orchestra
live
products they
podcast,
carry. And with the holidays approaching, they're offering hundreds of musical gift items from all price ranges. For hours of operation,
where you
and
broadcasting,
additional
you're doing
information,
it on-
call Milano Music 480-827-1111 or visit milanomusic.com.
Yeah. Okay.
As a national family of public charter school campuses, Imagine Schools partners with parents and guardians in the education of their children by providing high-quality schools that prepare students for lives of leadership, accomplishment, and exemplary character. Imagine Schools of Arizona offers 13 campuses across the valley serving grades pre-K to 12. Imagine Schools focuses on educating the whole child, which means not only rigorous academics, but time also spent on character education, extracurricular activities, and truly getting to know your child one-on-one. To enroll your child or learn more, visit imagineschools.org.
Since St. Jude opened in 1962, they have increased the overall childhood cancer survival rate from 20% to more than 80%. To support Cancer Awareness Month from October 1st through October 31st, Tryst Café Phoenix and Chandler locations will donate proceeds from the purchase of 5 special drinks to St. Jude. We're calling it Pink Drink for Quality Day. Stop in to enjoy a pink mood ring, raspberry gimlet, strawberry daiquiri, pomegranate mojito, or prickly pear margarita. Cafe locations and more information, visit trystcafe.com. And let's make a difference together.
Interact with Bob Kim's poll question on KDUS1060.com. That's KDUS1060.com. And while you're there, check out Bob Kent's bottom line at KDUS1060.com.
Hello? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good.
You're live.
And welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. Mark, I got my soundtrack for when I'm driving around the valley. We're going to get it in, boy. I'm telling you. Hey, this segment right here is brought to you by, hold on just a second. I'm sitting there. I usually get Jay when I do that. I'm sitting there not paying attention and not doing my job. This segment is brought to you by Tryst Café Pink Drink for St. Jude. To support Cancer Awareness Month from October 1st through October 31st, Tryst Café Phoenix and Chandler locations will donate proceeds from the purchase of 5 special drinks, all going to St. Jude Hospital. Stop in either location, order and enjoy a pink mood ring, raspberry gimlet, strawberry daiquiri, pomegranate mojito, or prickly pear margarita to support and make a difference. For locations and more information, visit trystcafe.com. So after we're done with this show, I got to figure out what I'm going to do to support St. Jude, because I think there's a drink in my near future here. So before we get to Lisa's going to join us in the last segment. Got a little baseball to update everybody on, and you can join in this one with me, Aaron, if you feel so inclined, because, man, it's playoff time. This is the best time of the year. And you think about it, right now we got MLB playoffs kicking off. We got first quarter of the NFL season going on, and basketball's about to jump off next week on Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it is, as far as the start of the regular season. And, I mean, you talked about the trifecta, man. There's a whole bunch going on for all sports watchers. It becomes a little difficult for us because we got to cover all this stuff, too. So, you know, but it's cool. I love this time of the year. Right now, it is lovely, man. This is now. Do you watch? Now you obviously watch a little playoff or regular season baseball. Do your ears perk up during the playoffs, Aaron?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like regular season baseball, of course, it's long. You're not going to watch every single game, but yeah, postseason baseball is a different animal for sure. I try and watch as many as I can.
I try to watch all of it, and the thing I love about it is playoff baseball reverts back to how baseball was always intended to be played in the first place. You got guys, instead of everybody just ripping and gripping, you got guys using all parts of the field, shooting the gaps. You've got steal. I've seen more stolen bases in the last couple of days than I saw during the entire regular season. And then you got bunting, hitting and running. Every pitch is important. It's like the whole thing comes back to what it's supposed to be. So the wild card last week, I was surprised because we had 3 of the road teams who did not even have a home game win those series. Phillies beat the Cardinals, swept them actually 2-0. The Padres beat the Mets in a 3-game, beat them 2-1. All games in New York. The Mariners beat the Blue Jays coming back, and that was a 2-0 series. Came back in one of the games after being the deciding game. They were down 8-1 and came back and won that game. Only home team to survive was the Guardians, who beat the Rays. So now we have all 4 NLDS series going on. These are best of 5s. Right now we're sitting at Phillies again on top of the Braves, 2-1. They can actually close that one out later today. Padres and Dodgers. Dodgers got beat last night, down 2-1 in this series, have to now win the next 2. And could you imagine winning 100, however many games they did, how disappointing it might or could be if they do not come from behind and win the series. And the thing about it is the Padres and Dodgers, same division, they know each other so well. They play each other 19 times during the regular season, and the Padres got beat for, I think it was 15. I think they were 4-15 versus the Dodgers on the regular season. Now, after watching last night, it looks like they own them. So they're in trouble. Yankees and Guardians, they're 1-1 going back to Cleveland to finish out that season. Saturday, meaning today through Monday, we'll find out who wins that one. And then the Mariners, they're the only team the Astros, I should say, are the only team holding serve right now. They swept the Mariners, or beat the Mariners twice at home. They now face the Mariners in Seattle, which is going to be their first home playoff game in 21 years, I think it is. So it should be rocking up there today. We'll see if they can hold off elimination. But anything surprise you other than the fact that some of these series are actually in favor of the away team so far, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. You would definitely feel surprised about how the Dodgers game is going after everything that you just mentioned. I've really enjoyed all the games so far. I think they've all been really fun. But yeah, as a D-backs fan, it is a pleasure to watch the Dodgers struggle a little bit.
Well, at the same time, the Padres are their other team in our division. So you like the Dodgers they're the evil empire, I'm assuming. Yeah. And to watch I'm a little torn on this one because oh my goodness. I'm not a Dodgers fan. I don't know. For whatever reason, I know why. My grandfather He was, always against the Dodgers after they left New York all those years ago. But for some reason, I just have always kind of liked that organization. And man, I'm telling you, these Padres though, they're playing the way you're supposed to play right now. They look impressive.
Yeah, I mean that first game was a little bit of a struggle, or there were some unlucky things went the Dodgers' way, or went against the Padres. But I think overall it's been a really fun series to watch. Just the pitching and the hitting has been great.
And I know a lot of people are rooting against the Yankees. That's the so-called evil empire. Everybody would love to see them get beat. They actually lost yesterday in a very good game by the Guardians. The thing about it, Terry Francona played for him when I was in the White Sox organization, played against him when he was coaching Michael Jordan in that team in the Southern League back in '94. One of the greatest and best dudes in all of baseball and in all the world. Love that guy. And they actually have a team that is so young. They're like going through their roster, and there are guys who didn't even come up till mid-season or have only had like less than 100 at-bats right in the middle of their lineup battling these Yankees. And between who do you think will be a bigger disappointment, Aaron, if the Yankees don't survive this round or the Dodgers don't survive this round? Who do you think would be the biggest disappointment in everybody's eyes?
I think it'd be the Dodgers for sure. The only reason I think is maybe it's just more of like my own personal dealings with being a Diamondbacks fan is I just feel like with the Dodgers recently, it's just expected that they're going to get past this part of the postseason. They're either going to be in the World Series or they're going to be in the CS. So I'm thinking that it's the Dodgers just because of their recent success and not necessarily that the Yankees have had that success lately.
Yeah, I'm a little twisted on that one. I'm looking at the Yankees and I'm thinking, with all the hype that surrounded Judge as he was chasing that record, we were just like, they were forcing Yankees down our throat. So I saw more than I ever did in past years. Obviously he was chasing 61, got to 62, but it was like every time you turn around, another Yankees break in and they're showing their games. So by the time I was just like, oh my God, can we get past this? I was glad he got the home run, but now that they're in the playoffs, it's like I was like force-fed way too much of them. And for me, it would almost be like after all that, and they get beat by the Guardians of all teams. Now I can see the Padres putting up a fight against the Dodgers because of the moves that they made, going out and getting Hader and Juan Soto. It would just, for me, it'd be even more of a blow. Like, golly, they couldn't even get past the Guardians. So
that's a good point. Yeah, the Padres are a little bit a tougher opponent than I think the Guardians necessarily are. I'm not too positive, but maybe how far the Yankees have gone previously. Have they gotten to the conference series, or have they
in recent years
fallen short before?
Yeah, in recent years, obviously they haven't had a World Series in about a decade or so. But I mean, as far as, and I could be wrong with that, but they've gotten to the ALCSs, but they haven't gotten over those humps. So, especially you think of both teams with their payrolls, you just assume they wouldn't be in this position. But man, it's like I said, it's playoff baseball. Real quick, we got about a minute and a half left. I'm gonna throw some games at you, Aaron. Let's do some real quick picking, okay?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, Vikings, Dolphins. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Vikings.
I got Vikings too. Ravens, Giants. 4-1 Giants.
I'm gonna go Ravens on this one.
Okay, Giants. I think they're still masquerading, so I'm gonna go Ravens in that one. Here's two big ones. Cowboys, Eagles. Who you got?
I'm going to go Eagles. I think they just pull it out.
I think it's the same thing with you. Every week I'm thinking, okay, they're finally going to show Russ what it really feels like. I thought the Rams would do that last week, and here they go pull out this win. Now, I think you're only through for 100 and some change, but I'm going Eagles with you. Biggest one of the week, rematch from last year's playoff game. Remember those 15 seconds. Bills against the Chiefs, and I cannot believe that the Bills are a favorite, 2.5 on the road against the Chiefs at home.
I am going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I will not bet against Patrick Mahomes. He's just incredible.
I'm right there with you, bro. I'm going Chiefs as well. So we're all in agreement on those.
1 minute.
So, okay, we're going to take a break in a minute here. When we come back, we're going to have Lisa join us. I have one other quick story I'm going to hit on. I want to get your thoughts on it real quick too, Aaron, when we come back. But it's been a great show. Let me see here. Coming to you live today from Tryst Café in Phoenix, right across the street from Desert Ridge. We are at, holy cow, where's my,
30.
I got my seats here. I got so many seats here, and normally Jay will be helping me out. 21050 North Tatum Boulevard. Like I said, right across the street from Desert Ridge. Come check out this great establishment. When we come back, we're going to have Lisa, the owner of Tryst Cafe, join us. We'll talk about a couple other things she's got going on. Appreciate you hanging out. Easy. Jay will be back next week. Thoughts and prayers to him and his family, taking care of some business over there. Hope you're having a great weekend so far, folks. Thanks for Tim Claiborne for coming out as well. Be back after these messages, folks.
Clear.
Thank you. There she is.
Every Monday night, check out Ray Adams as he hosts the Monday Night Golf and Lifestyle Show from 6 to 7 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060.
Students enrolled at Imagine Online Academy, grades K through 8, can expect to receive quality, rigorous learning experiences that include a focus on the Imagine School's shared values, along with character education at the heart of the Imagine organization curriculum. Imagine Online Academy is committed to providing students the support and resources they need to succeed as learners in online education. Our goal is developing character and enriching young minds. For more information, visit imagineazonline.org.
With over 11 years of serving the Valley, Majestic Services is who you should call for your pressure washing and window cleaning. From driveways to sidewalks, pool decks, awnings, patio blinds, even handyman services and more. Majestic Services has you covered. Call 602-614-9401 today for a free, no obligation quote. Commercial or residential, call Majestic Services or visit them at majesticservices.net. Majestic Services, let us do your dirty. 602-614-9401.
Hi, this is Ed Smith, host of the Easy Sports Talk Show. In addition to hosting the show every Saturday, did you know I'm also an inspirational and motivational speaker? Utilizing life experience in my 15-year professional sports career, I offer programs to a wide variety of audiences, tips from the locker room to the boardroom and beyond. Whether you're a corporate executive, sports organization, or faith-based organization, Ed Smith Speaks can customize a team-building, motivational, and inspirational program to fill your needs. I love to come inspire and motivate your group to create lifelong shining moments. To learn more about booking you for your event, visit edsmithspeaks.com or contact me directly at info@edsmithspeaks.com. Okay.
Yeah. Easy Sports Talk would like to congratulate Milano Music as they celebrate 75 years of business. Since 1946, the Milano family has provided every aspect related to the music industry to customers across the valley. From new instruments repaired to your current one, lessons, sheet music, rentals, and more, you will find everything you need and are looking for at the amazing 50,000 square foot showroom and repair facility located at 38 West Main Street in historic downtown Mesa, or one of their 18 instrument rental depots across the valley. Since opening their doors, the Milano's family mission has been about sharing their enthusiasm of music with others. 75 years later, the proof is in their continued commitment to the community. For more information on the Mesa location or to find the nearest instrument rental depot, visit milanomusic.com or call 480-827-1111. Again, congratulations to Milano Music, and here's to the next 75 years.
We're still doing the podcast. We're doing the Believe in Cardinals podcast. And then throughout the week, I do stuff for like Seattle, whoever we're playing that week. Just on ESPN, I do like last night I did City Radio. Yeah.
But don't download, go out and buy the record. Something sexy about a girl on the floor.
You're live.
And welcome back. Final segment of the Easy Sports Talk Show. When you hear that song, you know we're getting to the end of it. We're getting through it. Been a great show, minus my partner Jay, who's taking care of some family business over in California. Safe travels to him, thoughts and prayers to the family. But he will be back next week. Appreciate you hanging out with me and Aaron and Mark and Elian and Tim stopped out. We got Deborah who jumped on the mic with us, and shortly Lisa will jump back in with us as well. I want to do what we do all the time, give out thank yous for what we do, how people make this do what it do. That's how I say it. I want to thank Brother Hans and Lonnie Schatz from Co-Artisan Beverage Company, the official beverage company of the Easy Sports Talk Show. I want to thank Lisa Khnanisho here at Tryst Café. Make sure you check out both locations, the Phoenix and Chandler location. We'll talk more about that once he gets on with us. Mike Milano and the family at Milano Music, one of our greatest and longest partners. Appreciate everything they do for us. Frank Sturpey and the Imagine Schools of Arizona family, Brother Mark Twain Beaver, and True Narrative Media. If you're seeing us on any of our live streams, you see the difference. Mark has made an incredible difference in what we do. And make sure you're in touch with Mark as far as anything media-wise you need to reach out to True Narrative Media. Brother Coach D'Alicio with the Varsity Sports Show. Want to send a special thank you or happy birthday to Mama D'Alicio. She shared one with my brother, Irv, on the 13th. So happy birthday to both of them, Big Irv and Mama D'Alicio on 13th, which was 2 days ago. Want to thank Majestic Services. Let Majestic Services come out and do all of your dirty work. Come out and clean all your awnings, your driveways, everything. Casual Sports Radio Network, Brother Sean and Brother Earl. Earl is dropping it hot out there right now. Every time I turn around, he's covering Suns. He's doing this, he's doing that. So make sure you keep up with Casual Sports Radio Network. Colton Mara and the EIC Agency. Cam Rogers and the Believe Network, where you can follow us, catch the Believe in the Cardinals podcast, which drops every Monday and Thursday. You can go to thebelieve.com to catch it. You can also go to SiriusXM, where we are on the app, or you can go to easysportstalk.com where you can catch the shows as well. I want to thank Tina Smith and E3 Cryo and Wellness Center, Customer First Solutions, and then want to thank our interns, Elian Lagoria and Amy Valdez. Amy was a little under the weather today, but Elian's been here just helping out and keeping us going straight, man. I want to thank Randy Spencer and Alice Cooper's Solid Rock Teen Centers. I visited them this year. Make sure you go to AliceCooperSolidRock.com/event. They're doing the 20th annual Christmas concert fundraiser, which is December 3rd, 7 p.m. through 10 p.m. We're going to have Randy on soon to talk about that event, but make sure you go there and support that. And then want to thank Aaron. Great show, man. Appreciate you. I haven't done a solo show in a while, and as always, it's made so much comfortable because you were there, right there with me, brother. So I appreciate you. And then for everything as far as the show, if you want to go support our partners, check out what I'm doing as far as speaking. Order a copy of Easy Does It, The Journey of a Lifetime, my autobiography. Go to edsmithspeaks.com. All those pages are there, radio page, speaking, book, etc. So go check that out. So with all that being said, I had a question for you, Aaron, but let me do this because we only got about 7-8 minutes. So I'm going to jump right to Lisa and talk more about what we have going on here. This weather is beautiful. I know you don't probably like it. This is beautiful.
It is kind of fun.
It's
pouring
it's coming
right now.
down.
It's coming down.
It's raining. It's raining, man.
We need it.
Yeah.
Yes,
so it's coming down. I love this. But middle pass. But it's been a nice flow throughout the morning here, going into the afternoon. Your thoughts on the day and other events and things you have going on here.
It's always a beautiful day in Arizona, that's for
Yes.
sure. I'm one for hot weather anyway, and it's beautiful to have you here. We really appreciate your presence. And like you said, it's been a great flow, and the energy and the people that I've been talking to, lovely, lovely people. And that's the best part of the business, is always the people, whether it's our staff or the guests or whoever it is. Just love to get to know new people.
I had a couple of your regulars that were sitting right behind me doing the show, and they tapped me on my shoulder. They were listening to us and actually went to the website and looked me up and stuff like that. And they were two sports fans. It was Sherry Ulrich and Gloria Newman. And I asked them, are you guys regulars? Yeah, we come here all the time. You have a bunch of people that this is their spot.
This is their spot.
And, anybody, like I said, I love the word you used earlier, boutiques. That's what this is. And it's funny how both spots, different identities.
Yes.
But same great atmosphere as far as your staff and the people that come.
And that's exactly. That's what it's all about. Our staff is really interested in your experience. They want you to enjoy what you're eating. They want you to enjoy your time here. What's kind of special, which happened recently too? We get so many first dates here. We get proposals. We've had people bring their first children saying we met here. Like it's a very special environment. And we want to definitely keep that up.
There you go. So let's talk a little bit about the events. We want to make sure, because I make sure, like during the show, I always keep my ear on some of the promos and stuff being played. We've been hearing about the Pink Drink for St. Jude event. I love that spot. Tell us more about that event and other things you have going on.
So just to emphasize that it is all month. So if you choose to engage in one of our 5 pink drinks, the Mood Ring, the Raspberry Gimlet, Strawberry Daiquiri, Pomegranate Mojito, and the Prickly Pear Margarita, proceeds from those cocktails go to St. Jude's this month.
Which one would you recommend for me today?
One of each on a regular basis.
Who's driving me home?
All right. Oh, my goodness. If I had to choose, I think I would go with the Prickly Pear.
Okay.
That's my personal favorite
Okay.
of that grouping.
Of that group, okay.
Yes. But I did want to share one more thing, if
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
okay. Speaking of like holidays that coming up here, we are going to be participating in the City Sun Times Holiday Toy Drive, and that's going to be benefiting Hope Kids. There will be a box at both locations on November 11th through December 16th. So we hope that people will think about that and drop off a gift for these kids, and that we can make someone's holiday very special.
And it's interesting because I worked with Hope Kids a bunch of years ago with the show when we first started out. So I know all about that organization.
I love it.
Great organization. And I mean, that's great that you're doing that. So were you going to have the boxes up here front
Yes, the
somewhere?
box will be right at the front at both locations.
Unwrapped toys, wrapped toys, does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh, and I also learned that you can do, there's a QR code that will be put on the box.
Okay.
And then you can just do a purchase online. If
Oh,
you don't,
okay.
Yeah, so that was something new. I love that idea.
Say that. I want to hear that one again.
So there will be a QR code that's going to be posted on the boxes, and it's called, you can get it through Amazon Smile in case
Amazon
people would rather order online.
Okay.
So I thought that was such a great alternative.
Yeah. And what other, because even have live entertainment at the Chandler location. Let's talk about some of that, because anybody looking to get out and get their little, jam or boogie on.
Yeah. So next Thursday, the 20th, I believe that is, we have Brian Kabbalah coming in. He'll be there from 6 to 8 p.m. He's just got a great vibe about him. He plays upbeat music, very entertaining young man. We have $8 breakfasts every morning, Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. until 9:30 at both locations. And we have a variety of specials that we offer, whether it's burgers and beer. These are all online, too. You can also access our website to find out the kind of promotions and such that we have and who will be, playing music at both locations. It's twice a month on Thursdays.
And I got to give you your props, too. You are, let's talk about the award, the Ranking Arizona that you won.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we have an award from Ranking Arizona in 2 categories. One is for breakfast, and the other one is for American Contemporary. So very proud to have 2 categories from them. And we just also won, oh my goodness, the Green Living magazines.
Oh, yeah, they were here when I came in.
Yeah, you had an opportunity to meet Dory, the publisher. Yeah,
okay.
She's delightful. And we won theirs the best sustainable restaurant. So we're proud of that as well.
And when you say sustainable, that means?
Because we're organic and we are conscientious about, we have
the
straws
food waste
that
and different
waste,
things.
absolutely. Again, for us, it's mostly about where we're getting our food and the quality, but at the same time, it's recycled to-go boxes and things like that.
No, you never even think about that until someone does it. And that is actually, Even you said your straws as well?
Yes, there are straws where we've been purchasing. Right now, we can't get them because of supply chain issues, but the one that we've chosen to utilize is a blue straw, and if you see it anywhere, it's the kind that will disintegrate in water in 9 weeks.
Oh, okay.
It's really the top of its category.
Lisa, once again, everybody, if you need information on the Pink Drink event and everything going on in Tryst, go to trystcafe.com. You can visit both locations. You got the Chandler location. You got the Phoenix location. Thank you so much for having us, Lisa.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Oh, my goodness. So much fun.
Being here.
And what's cool, we're right here in the center of everything. All of your patrons have been so cool, just kind of accepting us in their space. But like I said, it's so much fun. And we're going to do the Chandler location to celebrate the 4-year when we get to January.
Sounds
so
like
we'll
a plan.
figure out how to put that
forward to having
on the
you.
camera.
Thank you so much.
So once again, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Elian. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Tim, for coming out. Thank you, Deborah, for jumping on with me. I'm trying to think of anybody that I might have passed over. All of us, obviously, all of our partners and everything. But been a great show. Once again, Jay will be back next week. So we'll be, I think we're in the studio next week because we have a half show because there's a football game, NAU football game that will preempt us. So we'll be on from 10 to 11 next week. Getting it in will be a quick one, but we'll get all that information out to you. Do like we always do. So on behalf of Jay, you've been listening to the Easy Sports Talk Show, KDUS 1060 AM as well as KSLX HD Channel 2 100.7. I think I'm about ready to get my drink on and my pink on. How you like that? I go, there you go. I got to support, right? So, hey, we're going to sign off here. We'll be back doing it next week. Have a great finish to your weekend, folks. Enjoy this rain. Hopefully, if you're out here in Arizona, we don't see this much. Easy signing off. Thank you once again, Aaron. Thank you, Lisa. Till next week, be easy out there. We'll be back.
All right, you're clear. Good show. I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. See ya.
Okay.